African or European?
Just give me a few more minutes, guys. Sorry. Nine sharp was just to make sure everybody got here at a reasonable time.
I think we're still missing people, aren't we?
Nope, just us four. Five.
Oh,
us five.
Kelly didn't decide not to play?
She did not make a character and was too busy.
Okay. She pinged me today that she was, so I guess not.
Just trying to get my crocodigators ready for you guys.
How much alcohol have you consumed so far?
Never enough.
I think we've figured that part out yet because the Thursday night crew is still alive. I was just curious how much we were facing at this point.
I shall do much worse than mere crocodigators.
No, I just want to know how many beers you've had so I can multiply it times 3, and that's how many goblins we'll be fighting.
Never goblins again. Much, much worse.
Of the ever-popular land shark that has more hit points than the entire party combined.
It's called a boulet, thank you.
He is so uncouth.
I tell ya. It's like a right guard commercial. A boulet. That'll work. Okay, is everyone pretty much ready here?
Yes, we are.
Sure.
Green Lion's ready.
Okay.
Dude, nobody wanted to be Green Lion.
Okay, I'll be the Blue
I'll
Lion.
form the ass.
Baby, back that up. Okay, where we are going to start is, as I said on the Facebook post, everyone is going to be a citizen of Waterdeep. And our opening scene is going to be at a masquerade ball celebrating the Highharvesttide Fest. Now, the Highharvesttide Fest is pretty much the commoner's celebration of, the final harvest before winter sets in and everything like that. But, with any other kind of festival, over time it grows larger and larger, and it's basically become one of those very trendy things that nobles do. Um, so, I lost my page. Oh, hold on a sec. You, sweetie. Night, hon. Okay, so all of you have been courted by a member of uh, the Talmost family. Sorry, guys, I'm just getting into this. My apologies. Dead air. My computer's acting up. Give me a moment. Okay, there it goes again. So basically, our character concepts. What I've asked you guys to do is go ahead and make a character based on a background and with an idea of what you want to be when you grow up. And you've all done a pretty good job at picking out, backgrounds, races, putting the mechanics together. I also requested that you put a little work together in order to, come up with a little bit of a backstory of who this person is. In the house of Talmost, that is actively courting you and escorting you to a masquerade ball. Um, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with Mitch, since he is so good at telling stories, and he's going to break the ice and go through the person in the Talmost family who has been courting him. So I shall put you on the spot first.
Sounds good. All right, so what am I doing? Character descriptions or just
If
why I'm here?
if you can actually go into a character description, that would be great. Um, Basically, I'm going to open it up with all of you being escorted by four cousins of the
Yep.
Talmost family. So they are going to be picking you up in a large carriage and taking you to the masquerade ball.
Okay. So my guy's name is Vendir Maltos. He grew up on the rough streets of Waterdeep. He found he had a knack for knocking heads into and through things. He was recruited by the local Thieves Guild to kind of groom to be an enforcer in their guild, but he never really found thieving um, satisfactory. He more liked the physical aspects of things, so he would often pick fights with anyone who kind of crossed him or looked at him wrong, that sort of thing. He had worked his way up to the role of enforcer. within the local thieves guild and had several different contacts. Was doing pretty good for himself. He kind of left his family behind and was trying to look for brighter prospects, possibly gathering his gold and storing a little bit here, a little bit there, and mainly for his future venture as an adventurer. He wanted to see the world. He didn't want to stay here. He was feeling kind of cramped. He was making too many enemies, having to watch his back too much. But his main job was working at a local tavern as a bouncer on the weekends, getting started since he was just a kid. But he was pretty good at it. He would keep a couple clubs in his belt, and if it got to that point, he would take them out and just beat somebody pretty badly. One particular night, there was a beautiful woman who had come in, was kind of moving around flirting. He noticed her right away as she did not seem to fit in this area, and it looked like she was kind of overstepping her bounds type deal. And the local ruffians came in and were looking at her a little wrong, and he was keeping an eye, but not keeping a little distance too. When she finally spurned their advances and tried to leave, they got a little pushy, so he had to step in. Uh, he ended up learning that her name was Veronica, and she attached to him as if he was her savior. For him, it was just his job, but he kind of let it slide, and she would come in every weekend when he was working and kind of chat him up and whatnot. And he first ignored her, and then kind of got a little. He felt a little, his ego brushed a bit that this beautiful woman would talk to him and whatnot. So he kind of started talking back to her, and she decided to bring him to this place, and he decided to accept just to see what other prospects and what kind of contacts he could make in this area. And who knows, maybe the night goes well, he might get a little lucky. He is let's see. Oh, wrong button. Okay, he is human, obviously 16 years old. He's about 5'10", 176 pounds. He's very lean, corded muscle, with brown hair, brown eyes. Um, he is usually clean shaven. Every once in a while he'll let it go, but most of the time he keeps his grooming intact. He tries to look more the part of the dashing adventurer than he does the rough and tumble adventurer. It also seems to throw off the people in the bar. They don't expect someone his size and his age to be as strong and well skilled as he is in fighting. He let's see. He keeps to himself for the most part, but he's okay to talk to people. He makes very few loyal friends, but those who do befriend him can count on him for pretty much anything. He does seem to be uh, always on the lookout for. You're not sure if it's a certain person or possibly a certain thing, but he always seems to be looking around and keeping his eyes around to the environment. Whether that was picked up in the Thieves Guild or whether he's actually searching for something, you can't really tell. How's that?
Perfect, dude. Well done. Let's go on to Vicar McWeedman.
Hello. I am Vicar McWeeman. I am a halfling male, age 19, 2'9", about 55 pounds, so a little rotund. I was born to an unfaithful union, so my parents gave me up. I was given to the clerics of the local temple farm where I was raised. Obviously became pious, became an acolyte, basically did things around the church, helped out the clerics and such, and with priestly things like that. I don't have much experience outside of the temple, so I've decided I'm going to start adventuring out, try and become a cleric. Basically, a few months ago, I was polishing the fingers on the great holy symbol of Torm at the temple. I heard the door open. In stepped the most ravishing goddess. She was looking for the high priest, but what she ended up finding was much, much more. At 4 foot 6 inches and 200 pounds, she was one hot mound round of lovin'. I asked her for her name. She said Drusilla. And when our eyes met and I asked her if she had eaten dinner yet, the smile told me all I needed to know. Since then, Drusilla, the dinner table, and I have been inseparable. We enjoy our meals together, laughing, gorging, and generally loving life and dessert. Honorably, I find myself tonight with my love at my arm for the wonderful ball, which I hope is well catered and all you can eat. I am dressed in a green velvet suit with tan pants and freshly buffed shoes, while my darling Drusilla is radiant as ever in her yellow muumuu with mahogany clocks. Just a little ball of sunshine.
Oh yeah, I didn't even describe my dress. I didn't think about that. But that's okay.
User disconnected from your
The
channel.
end.
We lose. We lost Vicky.
Coming back.
User joined your channel.
Back.
Welcome back. Okay. Keldrick or Seldrick?
You can just say that Veronica dresses in deep purples and dark blues, and I'm matched.
It is actually Keldrick.
Keldrick. Keldrick Spire.
Cedric.
Give a little bit about
It
yourself.
looks more like Fabio.
Keldrick Spire. Hold on. Okay, getting my history up. Okay, Keldrick Spire started off in humble beginnings out on the plains in his barbarian tribe, and he was named after the tallest mountain, Keldrick, and the last name Spire, keeping to his barbarian origins. But there, he always had fire in his heart and would always be fighting with the other boys. Well, one day, some nobles happened to be coming through in a caravan, and they noticed that this platinum-haired young strapping lad stood out among the rest. And
He's fabulous.
and this the head of the caravan, his name was Lou Albano,
Captain.
Was he a captain?
and
Awesome.
his daughter, Miss Elizabeth,
Oh, God.
immediately took a liking to this young lad and saw potential in him in the pit fighting arena. They immediately teamed him up with a pit fighter named Harley, and there Keldrick started moving on and working through his training. Immediately going straight to the top, and he took to the city life pretty well. You can see the wildness in his eyes, but you no longer see the barbarian. He's dressed custom made head to toe, and as he is walking in with Miss Elizabeth on his arm, you can see in his blue longhouse coat with some sequins and some that seem to glisten. He has a ruffled shirt with ruffled collars. He has black captain boots on with black leather or blue leather pants. He has a black vest, and you can see that he also carries a walking stick with a globe on there. And it seems like as he walks in, he also has some bifocals that seem a little bit larger for his eyes, and they seem to be tinted a little darker shade. And he has the platinum blonde hair. He's standing about 6'1", 6'2", 230, with definitely bulging muscles, and he seems to just have this confidence about him. Now, he's also been known around Waterdeep as he's been in a few bar fights, and he never seems to have really come up, and lost yet. He's always seemed to be able to either use a dirty trick or get his way out of it, and he's known for using whatever around him to win the fight.
Have I had to throw you out of a bar before?
I doubt you and I have met yet. Because, baby, you would remember me because I am custom made from head to toe.
I love it.
That's fucking great. Okay.
Oh, gosh.
Vicky, you are up.
I don't know if
Skylar.
I could follow that one.
That's gonna be tough. Yeah.
Okay.
Just call yourself Miss Elizabeth.
Had to bring some old references out.
Okay. Her name is Skylar Risen. She's the daughter of her father, Miles, is a scribe. Her mother is Elena. She's a cartographer. And strangely enough, her mother is the one that tends to go off gallivanting, and she's left with her father often. Which of course kind of put her on the path towards, learning things. So she's always curious about everything and everything. Most specifically the gods. She was just fascinated by how everybody was always praising this god or that god or whatever, and she just found that very interesting and wanted to know who they were and what they're about and why everyone thinks they're so great. So that's a little bit about her. She's 18. She's got long wavy black hair that she usually leaves loose like around her shoulders and just kind of falls down her back. Soft gray eyes, kind of like the color that of a like right before a storm's gonna start. She's got a pale kind of complexion because she doesn't really go out much. She's not really the outdoorsy type so much. Kind of average height, but she's a little bit heavier, meaning, not like obese or anything, but she's plump, like she's still got some of that baby fat left, trying to get rid of it. Her cheeks are a little bit heavier, but she's still very pretty. She's met the noble, Aiden. She met him actually through her mother. He came to inquire about some agricultural maps in the surrounding areas, and they started talking when he was there very briefly. So she thought he was interesting, not entirely her type, of course, because he's a noble and he's cute and pretty and everything, and she tends to go more towards the brainy nerd type. But he actually came back and she was surprised, but he would basically show up every so often and they start talking, and she found that he actually has a brain. So they just continued to see each other here and there, and eventually he invited her to this ball. So the evening before the ball, he gifted her with a dress and a mask and a pair of slippers. So she's got a royal blue velvet gown. It drapes down from the shoulder down to her past her toes, with this just a slightly scooped neck. She's got the edges are of the arms, and the hem is adorned with like a silver thread in a little designs. She has a ornate silver chain for a belt that wraps around the waist and then kind of just falls down the front. And then her hair she has pulled up to one side, and it's held in place with a silver comb with tiny little sapphires that he gave her the night before as well. And or what she assumes is sapphires. And she has on little blue, pale blue slippers, kind of comfortable shoes kind of thing, because she actually tends to prefer running around barefoot, and he knows this, so he gave her really comfortable shoes, and she's very appreciative. So that's pretty much Skylar.
Awesome. Well done. Well, just to go into a little bit of additional backstory, everybody. Although you have not met each other, your significant others have raved about their various cousins and whom they are bringing to the ball. So, Vendir, you've heard stories of Vicar McWeeman, Keldrick Spire, and Skylar Risen. Veronica has told you of Drusilla, Elizabeth, and Aiden. The same thing for you, Skylar. You've heard, stories of Aiden talking about his cousin Elizabeth dating this savage pit fighter who has the heart of gold, or Veronica who has met someone who's pretty much her shining knight and has protected her, or Drusilla who has met soulmate, at least her eating soulmate, in the Little Mickey Man. So as you have all been shopping and preparing and everything for this ball, through the entire time, what you learn is this is obviously not something that's open to the public. This is invitation only. This is for the house tallmost. Now, a little bit behind the house tallmost is that they are nobles who deal with textiles, furs, fashion clothing. So as I stated in the Facebook post, you are dressed to the nines. Well, you are dressed to the nines because this is a fashion ball. Oh, thanks, Mitch. Thank you. That'll work better. So, I mean, as you guys are out exploring the city and enjoying lunch and, pretty much just having a great last few weeks up to this moment, I mean, you all have experienced parts of life that you've never seen. You've walked through the noble section of Waterdeep. Excuse me, through the parks, and a happy ending. Yes, of course, there's a happy ending.
I was answering the vicar.
Oh.
I don't think the vicar should be asking the question.
So in preparation to the ball, you have all been encouraged to just be yourself. You will be accepted, no matter what. And they've been talking up their cousins and their dates, and the excitement is you're all going to go as a group to this ball, so you'll be able to meet some people and have some friendships and stuff like that before you get there. Whoa, who's drawing dicks on the screen? Hopefully that's not out loud. You also learn that their uncle Palin, or Palin, Pallin, Tallmost, who is the heir to the noble house, he is the one who is hosting the ball. So finally, after days of anticipation and preparation for this to happen, it's the night of the masquerade, and the first person to get picked up in the carriage. Let me roll d4 here. We will leave it up to the winds of chance, is going to be Vicar McWeeman by Drusilla Tallmost, which is kind of funny. Her last name is Tallmost, and he's really not that tall.
Thank you.
So Vicar, you're looking out the window of your apartment, near you'd be at the temple, right? Probably that's where you'd probably be living. You're looking out, I'll use the word hungrily, outside your window, just gazing into the night sky, waiting for your love to get there and escort you to the masquerade ball. I mean, obviously you are extremely happy because it's Highharvesttide. It's kind of like Christmas, without the gifts. And it's a celebration of food, which is right up your alley.
Oh yeah.
after some longing and belly rumbling, the tallmost carriage arrives um, at the temple, and as quick as your little fat legs will take you down the stairs, you basically race out there before obviously the noble courtesies of the driver and the escort are able to come and ask for you. You just burst out the door.
That's right. Okay, so I'll run over and find Drusilla. Well, she's already in the carriage, right?
She is in the carriage.
Okay.
She is at this point the only one there.
Okay, so I'll hop up, fall, and then the third time I'll hop up and actually get into the carriage, and I'll say, "Oh, Drusilla, my dear, it's so great to see you. You look ravishing this evening. Here, I brought you something." And I reach into my pocket, I pull out a block of cheese. I said, "This is for the ride over." And
Oh,
I'll
my
get out a little
cherub.
knife.
Oh, my little cherub. You know exactly what melts Mama's heart. I don't know what the hell to say. You gave her cheese. It's fucking awesome. As she beams warmly, and just takes a bite into the first slice that you give her.
Look at me the whole time getting there.
I didn't give him cookies. I gave him cheese.
A little bit of soft cheese kind of gathering at the corner of her lips.
Wow.
All right.
That's a special lady you got right there.
That is.
Good.
All right, and I'll tell the driver to drive on. Drive on.
Okay, the driver drives on, and it seems like that you guys are just traveling through the streets of Waterdeep for a good 10-15 minutes, but you know what, it has been one of the most enjoyable 10-15 minutes of your life. It's kind of like
It's a good block of cheese, man.
it really is. I mean, you guys, you and Drusilla, who by the way is Marikov's teacher's name.
I did not know that.
Shout out to Marikov.
That'll work.
Wow,
Is,
even now.
I know. I kind of made me laugh. Eventually, you feel the carriage stop as you fold back the curtains that are covering the window, and you look out the door. And you see you've stopped at a noble estate. The driver hops off. You go back to your conversations with Drusilla, discussing the finer foods and what's on the menu tonight. You hear that there is going to be glazed ham and
That's all he cares about.
and
Are we talking about Drusilla or are we talking about the food?
Yes, exactly. Eventually, the door opens to the carriage as you hear, I guess he is a lord. Lord Talmost, your cousin Drusilla and her escort Vicar Weeman are inside. As the door opens, you see Aiden Talmost, as Skylar had described him. He is beaming with a smile as he looks down at you, Vicar, and at the block of cheese, and he looks over at his cousin, and he says, "Drusilla, this one truly knows the way to your heart."
Hi, mate. It's nice to meet you. Would you like some cheese?
Good sir, my name is Aiden Talmost. Of course I would like some of that cheese. Where did you get it?
My pocket.
My pocket.
No, I got it from the
Between my
local
toes.
farm who brings it to the temple. He uses.
So you're telling me it's government cheese, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I'll slice
That's
him
great.
up a nice slice of cheese and add it to it.
He begins some small talk with you, enjoying little bits and crumbles of what you have left over from the
Small talk. That's funny.
exactly. You like that? Of the block of cheese that you and your woman have almost devoured at this point. And he turns to you, Vicar, and he says, Vicar, I cannot wait for you to meet the woman I am bringing, Skylar Risen. Have you ever met her?
I have not, but
She is
Drusilla has, I believe, mentioned her, right? I think you said that they mentioned each other, so yes.
Yes, absolutely. You've heard lots about her, but you have not met her. But everything that you've heard makes you want to meet her.
Yes, she sounds deliciously beautiful.
Oh, that she is. As again, you guys continue in just a courtesy talk, as you know, you're sitting there trying to talk to Aiden a little bit, as you feel, cheesy fingers rolling up underneath your chin, just kind of tickling you a little bit. It's getting a little weird in there, but eventually, you all arrive. Skylar, I would imagine you are in an apartment.
That sounds right.
Okay, so because of what you want to be, you're probably, in a nicer part of the city, close to the temples, but close to the library. So after a short ride, the carriage shows up to Skylar's apartment, whereas the driver uh, uh, jumps off the carriage, opens the door as Aiden exits the carriage. He makes his way up to the apartment, and you hear a knock at your door. Instantly, you feel butterflies and excitement. It's now time.
I get up and I start walking way too fast towards the door and almost trip over the dress, and then go, oh, realize I needed to pick it up.
Can I ask you, out of character, what type of gift would be best received? I don't necessarily know. I don't know if you're a flower girl or if you're more of a rare book girl. I'm thinking more of a rare book girl.
Rare book for sure.
Perfect.
So yeah, she kind of stumbles a little bit, and then like catches herself and kind of like straightens her dress again. It's like, okay. And then answers the door.
Obviously, you know who to expect at this point. Aiden is
Right.
on the other side of the door, and he is smiling bright, just staring at you in your eyes. You can kind of see that he like wants to look you up and down just to bathe in your beauty, but he's been trained enough to focus his eyes on yours, which obviously gains him lots and lots of respect from you. He kind of blushes a bit as you guys share a moment in silence, and he says, "Wow!" and he hands you a square wrapped package.
She just kind of smiles, giggles a little, and says, "Oh, for me?"
There is not much in this world that would take words away. However, something romantic.
Sounds good. She takes the book, but just kind of like looks at him for a few more minutes and is like, "Oh, talking, right? You look very handsome tonight."
Oh, why, thank you. Now, because this is a night of celebration, I found this at the local library. It is a first copy of an original text. I hope you like it. It immediately made me think of you.
Her eyes go like super wide, get all sparkly, and she's like, "Oh." She's trying to like temper her excitement while she opens the package.
The scribes who made this book even copied the handwriting it was originally written in. As you open it up, you base it. You find a leather-bound book about 2 inches thick, very well made. The leather itself has been dyed black, and there is an embossed red ruby lips that are on the cover, which is basically the sign of Sharess. So you flip open the
Lord.
first page, and this is a duplicate of the original. Obviously, you know who wrote the original Theology of Sharess.
She just like opens the page and is looking at the binding and whatnot, you know, all excited how it's made, and then she like starts flipping through the pages, and she catches herself starting to read it, and then is like, oh,
He
and then
he extends his
stops.
arm to escort you down.
Oh, should I leave this here? I don't.
You are more than welcome to bring it with you, or we can save it for later.
She's like looking at the book and then up at him and then at the book, and she's like, I should probably leave it here. And then she goes and she puts it away somewhere safe.
Then let us laugh and dance the night away. Now, my cousin Drusilla and her date Vicar are down in the carriage. They are both so excited to meet you.
Oh, yes, you've told me about him. And your cousin.
He seems to be an amazing fellow, a voracious appetite for life.
I'm excited to meet them. I wonder what kind of stories he has.
So you guys make your way down to street level as you witness the carriage also that had picked up Vicar earlier. Let me go into a little bit of description of the carriage itself. The carriage is almost 15 feet long by about 8 feet wide, and it's got 3 axles on it, 2 in the back and 1 in the front.
God.
The axles themselves are on leaf springs, which is very rare for this time and period, which is basically going to make the ride, obviously, it's like a shock absorber. It takes almost all the bumps away. The carriage itself is painted bleached. It's painted white, and it's got gold and purple and silver designs, wavy designs painted all throughout it, all over it. And there are 4 horses leading it. I mean, you've seen noble carriages before, but this is like getting a limo to go to the prom. I mean, this is like one of the most amazing things that you've ever seen. The inside of it is cushioned. It is a stretch carriage, yes. It is cushioned from ceiling to floor in rich carpets and furs. The curtains that hang over the windows are all exquisitely made. The carriage door opens as you see a halfling feeding a human a little bit of cheese as she turns to you, her face beaming bright as she jumps up, like squeals in delight as she jumps out of the carriage and races over to you. Obviously something that you've never really seen nobles do. As Drusilla, she appears as the vicar had described her earlier, she embraces you in a hug. You must be Skylar. Aiden, she is beautiful.
No. Skylar just kind of goes for it, hugs her back.
She hugs you so
Hi,
tightly
nice to
she
meet you.
lifts you up. Now she's kind of short for a girl, so, but
Whoa.
she's very strong.
Wow, what do you eat?
Cheese, it is
You're
the
so
most
strong.
fabulous. Would you like some? Please, you must meet Vicar. As she grabs both you and Aiden's hand,
Oh, yeah.
and drags you into the carriage.
I will stand up and introduce myself as Vicar McWeeman. And I will offer some cheese.
Hi. Oh, thank you.
Pleasure to
Skylar.
meet you.
Dude, all I can hear is that The greatest adventure.
All I know is his character picture has, instead of a dagger, it's got a knife and a fork on his belt.
That's how I'm feeding the cheese. I gotta cut the cheese.
You have my picture, right, Mark?
Yes, sir.
And if we don't get to that ball pretty soon, you're gonna be short one horse.
So,
Wow.
I mean, obviously, he seems to be a very jolly fellow. And you look at Drusilla, and, I mean, she's human. She's a little short for a human, but she's still human. And he's a halfling, but they seem to work together. They seem to click. I mean, they're almost. Ooh, I lost my mouse. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
cool. They seem to complement each other very well. And he's perfect dancing height.
That's awesome.
She sits
At least
down.
we can put each other in orbit of ourselves.
She sits down as the vicar kind of snuggles up on her knee, and they just go back to their small talk. Drusilla turns to you, Skylar, and I know that's a reoccurring theme. And she just starts asking you questions that are obvious, as if she has heard a lot about your life from Aiden, and she's asking you specifics like, oh, what are you studying now? And oh, I've heard you've read the theology of Torm, which obviously sparks the vicar's interest as you guys begin to have a conversation of gods and stuff like that. So she seems to be very, knowledgeable of you.
I reciprocate the conversation.
Skylar just jumps right in and fires back just as many questions about her.
Yeah, I mean, you learn that the vicar is an acolyte at the Temple of Torm, and I mean, you guys have like an instant connection. I mean, he wants to throw you cheese, and you want to pick his brain on Torm.
Exactly.
So, eventually, the carriage stops at a local watering hole. You guys look out the window, and it's called the Drowned Rat, which kind of,
Yes.
like, where are we? As you see a human who appears like this, and his date, as Mitch described her, Veronica, walking hand in hand towards the carriage. Immediately, Drusilla and Aiden turn to Vicar and Skylar, and they say, "That is our cousin Veronica, and Vendir, her savior, the White Knight that helped her when she was lost."
Wow, really? What happened?
Some ruffians were trying to get the best of her, and he stepped in and protected her righteousness.
Oh, wow. I bet there's a good story there.
As the door opens, Vendir, and you look in, as Aiden and Drusilla turn to their cousin Veronica and reach down to help her up, you look into this motley crew like, what the hell is going on? As Veronica grabs you by the hand and says, "Vendir, this is my cousin Drusilla and Vicar, her date."
I will. I'll bow my head, incline my head a bit, and take her hand and kiss the top of her hand. Charmed to meet you, my dear.
As she giggles and
you,
squeezes Vicar tighter.
Good halfling. It's wonderful to be in your company.
And dear, it is nice to meet your company too. Perhaps would you like some cheese?
No, thank you.
That
must be the spell.
Saving yourself for the main meal.
Yes, of course.
As you enter the carriage, now this carriage itself is also about 8 feet tall, so you also see another pair of humans, the male and the female stand up. I'm assuming Skylar stands up when Aiden stands up. Aiden
Yes.
extends his hand. He's holding Skylar's hand. With his opposite hand, and he extends his hand to you, Vendir, and he says, "Vendir Maltos, I thank you for protecting my family in a time of their need. It is a privilege and an honor to meet you. I am Aiden Tallmost," as he humbly bows his head towards you. Again, you've never kind of really seen nobles act like this to commoners.
Right. Really,
It kind of
no,
throws you back a little bit.
there's no thanks needed. This simply was my job. And you, my dear, and I take her hand first, kiss the back of it. Then I shake his. It's wonderful to be in your company, and I appreciate you inviting me on your outing tonight. Should be good fun.
We are all looking most forward to it as the three cousins turn to each other, and just you can see a beaming smile on their face.
Yeah, I return the smile with the charming smile. I have a charisma of 12, so I have a charming smile.
So I will say to you, as Aiden looks around to the room, we have been saving the best. Well, I shouldn't say the best.
Was flamboyant.
We have been saving Keldrick for last. Our cousin Elizabeth has told us that he is a gladiator and a pit fighter. He is one who is very vocal, and we all three of us have wanted to meet him together.
Sounds like a very interesting fellow.
So about 10 minutes later, you guys arrive.
While we're riding, I'm constantly searching the thing for any kind of weapons I can use to possibly kill anyone I need to.
and
I'm looking at,
Skylar
like,
is
bottles
trying
or
to
glasses.
prod, Vendir for the story of when he met what was it, Veronica?
Veronica, yes.
Yes.
You know Elvis Costello, man, come on. Yes, he tells you about his. He downplays it a lot. He says, he was just doing his job. He was working.
Every time he downplays it, Veronica is there, and she doesn't overtalk him, but she kind of reinforces in the background of how much it truly meant to her for what he did, to the point where she feels that she wouldn't be here today without him.
The only time you really see him kind of get excited about it is when he's talking about like the different moves that he used, as he feels that his life as an adventurer lies ahead of him, and that's what he really wants to do, as he's trying to learn as much as possible to get out there and basically get rich, killing monsters and things.
Get rich or die trying.
Damn right.
Okay, after some conversation, the carriage stops at the
Oh, this ought to be good.
fourth pickup as Veronica, Drusilla, and Aiden turn to each other, and they once again continued smiling. I mean, obviously, them being cousins, they're not brother and sister, but they seem to be a very, very close family. As they gleefully, like little kids, look out the window as you guys see this big man.
Is he oiled up? He's got minstrels in the background. He's got like halflings throwing confetti as he walks down the carpet towards the carriage.
He's escorting Lady Elizabeth.
Where the hell is that music coming from?
You have no idea. The heavens just open up with trumpets as he's walking down the street, and the carriage driver opens the door, and he just finds himself bowing for some reason.
Is he wearing leopard print, like, tight leggings?
No, what he's wearing right now is, think of David Bowie from the ballroom scene in Labyrinth, and
Wow.
Ric Flair wearing it. A young Ric Flair.
Good Lord.
With sunglasses.
Wow.
Oh Lord.
I don't know whether to be impressed or just laugh.
As
I will hold Miss Elizabeth up.
Veronica and Drusilla just race over to Elizabeth and embrace her like a sister as Aiden looks to Keldrick, then looks over to Vendir and Vicar and kind of like kind of makes motions with his face and expression like, see what I was talking about?
Now, before Elizabeth gets in the carriage and gets hugs, I say, Miss Elizabeth, your beauty got my attention, but your personality stole my heart.
As she turns to you and says, "Woo!" right after you do.
And I'll give her a kiss, and then I'll help her up.
So you give her a kiss, you help her up as you see her cousins embracing her, and her male cousin extends a hand to help you up into the carriage. Once again, your eyes look upon this motley crew. Everyone dressed to the nines, everyone just ready to have a good time. There is cheese, there is wine flowing, there's ale if you want it. The carriage itself is decked out.
You're gonna see me pulling out of nowhere a very old bottle of champagne. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get this party started the right way. Woo!
No, we do not want to ask where that bottle came from.
Sleight of hand?
Custom made from head to toe.
I'll pull out a cup. You're not going to ask where that came from either. I'm game.
I'm sure there's some crystal goblets in here. I'll look for them.
Absolutely.
And start pop the cork, start pouring it out.
I mean, so basically, over the next 15 minutes, as you guys are traveling to the ball, everyone's engaged in conversation. Absolutely, you have to endure each other. I mean, your dates are all. If you're shy, they're bringing you out. The cousins are asking personal questions about you as if they've heard tons of stories, and the whole ride is absolutely, just pleasurable. I mean, you feel at home with these other 7 people. And at that, we're going to take a break because I need a beer.
Sounds good.
Okay. This is actually way fun.
User left
So
your channel.
far.
User left your
Doesn't say,
channel.
woo!
I'm going to have you all doing it by the end of the night. Woo!
No, Lisa.
Now, thanks.
Channel switched. User left your channel. User left your channel. Channel switched.
I am back.
Welcome back.
When you're ready.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Everybody ready?
Second.
Woo! The Nature Boy is.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back, everybody. Just to continue with a little more information about the carriage ride to the ball itself. I mean, one of the things that really ties each of the players to each other is that deep down in your own hearts, you know you want to be an adventurer. You know you want to see the world, and you kind of see a reflection of that in the three opposite people in this. In this carriage. So there's an interest there. There's an interest to learn the other person, to hear their tales, hear their dreams and stuff like that.
Well, so wait. So this is what has been discussed before we go pick up the Nature Boy.
No, this is after you guys get the Nature Boy
okay.
in there. So the when I say the four of you, I'm talking about the players.
I understand. Okay, yeah, I got you.
Vendir, did I understand correctly? You worked at the Drown Rat?
I guess I did.
What kind of fine culinary do they have there at that
Greatest
establishment?
wine in all the realm.
I'm sorry. Fine culinary? No, they have food and alcohol.
What? Maybe perhaps we would like to stay there one night. Me and
I would
my
not
beautiful
recommend it.
Priscilla. Is there a place where you work that you would recommend?
No. I really didn't get past the the lower section of Waterdeep. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm sorry I bothered you.
Oh, you
But
didn't bother me at all.
that is all behind us now, Vendir. To as
course.
Veronica lifts her glass, to brighter futures for everyone.
Yeah.
Here, here.
Yes, I agree. To brighter futures and to making the money and to getting out there and making the best of what you got. Woo!
I'm going to shove a block of cheese in his mouth.
Yes.
You know you're 2'9" and he's 6'3", right?
Really? It's like
I will
towers over
climb
everybody.
up on Drusilla, and then I will shove
I'll be right back, guys.
the block of cheese in his mouth.
The lust for life in that one is most unmatched. However, I'm very looking forward to a night of revelry and dancing and possibly meeting new people.
As Veronica, you feel her hand on your chin as she turns your face towards hers, as she just looks longingly into your eyes and plants a passionate kiss upon your lips when you say that.
Okay, I'm going to.
Awkward.
Play along. She's my contact, man. I gotta get into the upper echelons now.
I'm going to get a big smile on my face, and I'm going to look over at Drusilla and say, "My dear, I was saving this for later, but I think we should share this now." I'm going to reach into my side and pull out a powdered pound cake.
Wow.
And hand it to her.
As
my eyes go wide. How the fuck did he fit that?
she puts she bites into the pound cake, holding it between her lips and her teeth as she leans into you to
How big is this one?
She's a 4'6", 200 pounds.
Good God.
Yeah, but it's all in the breasts.
Well, hey, good for you, man. Golf clap.
To Lady and the Tramp her with the sugar powdered pound cake.
Absolutely.
As
I tried very hard to hide the look of disgust on my face.
Oh, you're totally in the moment with Veronica.
Sweet. She grabbed my junk.
No, but you feel like a warmness just passing through your body as I mean, you are just completely just enthralled with this woman.
Wait, is she hotter than Vicky's character, Skylar?
Probably.
To be honest, you haven't even looked at Skylar that way because of your interest in Veronica at this point. All other women, although Skylar is a very attractive woman, you have zero interest in her because 100% of you is into Veronica at this point.
Nothing compared to Miss Elizabeth.
Nothing compares to you.
Oh,
I'm
and
just
then
saying,
I'm
I'm a
going to
player.
tell Drusilla that I got
player,
a
not the
bottle
game.
of chocolate sauce for later.
with sauce. Aiden meets your eyes, Skylar, as he kind of motions with his eyes, looking at the other two, and he just becomes like beet red as he
As as a mechanic, Skylar just kind of starts talking about the last book that she read.
Yes, as he's totally embarrassed by those two couples going at it, as
And looks anywhere but over there.
exactly, and your conversation about the mechanics of the book that you read. You start blabbing out facts as it seems to ease him, and you see like a calmness come over his face as after about 30 seconds into your conversation, he no longer sees Vendir and the vicar. He only sees you, like you've soothed his uncomfortableness. And then you've got Keldrick humming his own theme song. Yeah.
Woo!
So as the carriage ride, you feel that the carriage itself has stopped. As Vendir and Vicar, you eventually pull yourselves from your loves. The door opens as the smell of salt water in the air permeates your nose. So you guys realize that you're closer to the harbor, which is kind of odd for a noble's party. The carriage driver extends a white-gloved hand up to who's the
Does
first
somebody
person?
smell fish?
That's just your girlfriend.
I'm going to say actually that works out well. Keldrick and Miss Elizabeth, you are or Lady Elizabeth are closest to the door as a white-gloved hand is extended to you, Keldrick, to assist you out of the carriage.
I'll back the hand aside. I've got this. Step down. I'll grab Miss Elizabeth by the waist and lift her down.
As she goes, whoo, as you put her on her feet very gently and delicately.
Put her on my shoulder and walk around.
Put her on your shoulder. Awesome.
Then I'll wait for the others to disembark.
We'll just go in the order of who got in the car. Then Vendir and Veronica, you're next, as a white-gloved hand is extended towards you, Vendir, as you chop it off.
No. I'm playing the part, man. I'm with it. I'm hip. I'm with it.
The driver assists you down as you turn to Veronica, just passion in her eyes as you extend your hand, helping her down as she squeezes it. She also takes a deep breath as you guys step away from the carriage. Next, followed by Aiden, who turns around to Skylar and kind of just sheepishly, nerdily, like one side of his lips curl up as he gets like this goofy grin, which is just completely opposite of his noble, facade as he extends his hand up to you to help you down.
She takes his hand and kind of giggles a little and follows him out.
And finally, a white-gloved hand reaches up as Drusilla jumps out a lot more dexterously than it looks like she could as she opens up her arms for the vicar to jump into them.
Oh, I'm jumping right into them two big boys. Head first, too, man. Boom!
Okay. At this point, the 8 of you are standing outside of the carriage.
No, I'm not.
Well, the 7 of you are standing outside the carriage. The 8th one of you is in a big, giant pair of breasts. It's a safe spot, so it's kind of like a nest. As once again, once you're outside, the salt air fills fills your nostrils.
You have to roll her in flour
Much
to find the wet
stronger than
spot.
it was. Hey, now.
Powdered cakes for later.
Sorry,
Be
that's
nice.
more a Thursday comment. I'm sorry.
Correct. So, I mean, you guys, all of you know that you're close to the docks in the harbor area. You're looking around, and you pretty much spot yourselves to be in the warehouse district, which again is kind of odd to go to a noble's party.
That's not looking for
However,
things to kill people with.
yeah, there's an AK-47 when you just got to kill every motherfucker in the room.
Damn right.
As the driver reaches back into or he goes up to the front of the cart, and he pulls out a chest and he opens it up. In the chest there are various masks, obviously from the masquerade party. Vendir,
Ooh, kinky.
or vendor,
Vendir.
Vendir. You are given a polished silvered mask, pretty much representative of like a knight. As Veronica takes,
Check it for traps.
you have a check it for traps. You have a full face mask. Veronica takes, she has like a half mask that just pretty much covers her eyes. It's like it's made out of white porcelain, and they're painted to make her eyes look like they're wider than they typically are, kind of like she's surprised, almost kind of scared. Um, uh, Sorry.
What the hell are you setting us up for, you asshole?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
What are you talking about?
I'm not liking this so far.
Eldrick pulls out his own mask.
Yeah.
You know what? You know it's a masquerade ball. If you have a mask, go ahead and please describe it.
Okay.
And you
If
have
it
to
doesn't have
describe
feathers, then he has to use the one they give him.
And you have to describe Elizabeth's, because I'm assuming you'll buy them together.
Yes, hers is a crushed black velvet
It's like, yes.
mask. It has diamonds around it. It has a handle that comes down, so you kind of hold it up to your face.
Where's he getting the money for this?
Because I'm the nature boy.
It's a
It's a
sandbox.
Chippendale on the side.
From head to toe, and you don't question. Woo! The nature boy.
Beer, chicka bum beer, chicka bum beer.
And it has a twisted wrought iron black that comes down to a handle. The handle is encased in gold, and she holds it up to her face, and it looks like it has a little bit of whiskers, like it's a cat mask. Keldrick has one that also comes up. It's black, and it looks like it comes down. It's kind of featureless. And it stops at the mouth, and it has a band, so it ties around the back of his head. And it looks like the nose is just a little bit elongated, like the medieval style. And it looks like it is actually accented with silver flecks or sparkles or sequins, if you will. So it kind of shines.
Hey, I'm looking at this picture that you have here, dude. Is that Cuba Gooding Jr. right there? Because it looks like Cuba Gooding Jr.
My guy?
No, right there on the picture.
You know what? I have no idea. I just went online and put in masquerade ball, and this is what was given. This was what showed
Doesn't
up.
it look like Cuba Gooding Jr. though?
Just because they're the only black couple in the group doesn't mean it's Cuba Gooding Jr., man.
Well, too young to be Morgan Freeman. I'm Morgan Freeman, and we're going to go ahead and dance.
Vicky, that mask goes perfectly with the dress, so please go ahead and describe what you're wearing.
It's just an eye mask, just around the eyes and a bit over the nose. It's dark blue that matches the velvet of the dress, with the design on it is in like a lighter blue and white. It has pearls at the edges in a little like kind of a floral design, and a center pearl in a set stone, with a pearl kind of, I don't know, I guess string of pearls connecting the three sets, and that's it.
As Aiden looks at you, and he just gets this again goofy smile as he just admires how the mask accentuates the dress as he reaches into the chest, and he puts on a feathered owl mask, and he kind of like gets a goofy grin as he looks at you and says, "I thought of you when I got this."
She just giggles and says, "It's perfect."
Vicar,
Okay.
shall I
will,
sign it?
yes, I think that'd be best.
You sure about this?
Well,
It's got a pig
is
nose
there
on
one
it.
that looks? You know what? Is there a pair that look like pig noses?
I was going to actually make it a wild boar, a pair
Okay,
of
I'll go
wild
with
boars.
that. That's fine.
Angry wild boars.
Yes, that would be perfect. A pair of them.
So we've got Vicar, who is more of a cream-colored wild boar with ivory tusks and angry face, as Drusilla is a darker black colored wild boar, which has a less angry face, more of like a smile.
Oh yeah.
As you all adorn your masquerade masks, and you approach the warehouse across the street. Outside the warehouse, there are two armed guards wearing the sigil of House Tallmost. They are carrying halberds. There are double French doors, obviously not overly well made, but a set of oversized double doors for the warehouse, as each grabs a handle and opens it up. Now, the night itself, it is a new moon and a starless sky, so it is very, very dark outside. However, when the doors open up, the entrance hallway, which is about 40 feet to another set of doors, is one of the most exquisite things you've ever seen. It appears that there is a living garden being grown inside this entrance hallway. The ground itself appears to be fine interwoven cobblestone, kind of like a path through a forest. The walls themselves, you've got a couple trees that appear to be in planters. There is dirt on both sides of the pathway, with just a multitude of colored flowers. I mean, it's as if you were walking through the Garden of Eden towards dark, exquisitely carved wooden doors where there are another set of guards. You look around, the walls themselves are lined. Every 10 feet there is a sconce. However, the sconce itself has a crystal a globe on top of the light, which pretty much amplifies the light inside, making it almost appear daylight inside this hallway. The tallmost cousins, they all squeeze your hand and look to you in excitement as they're kind of edging forward. Elizabeth looks to Keldrick and says, "This is a night you are never going to forget."
Yeah, we're dead.
That's with you on my arm. I can't forget that.
As she squeezes it and just looks hungrily at you and just jumps in your arms and just passionately lays a kiss upon your lips that would make Veronica and Vendir's earlier kiss blush.
Whoa,
And the
look at
nature
those
boy
lips.
reciprocates.
So
Are those azaleas?
those azaleas. Why, yes, they are. Those are tulips.
Women love me and men want to be me.
Can I use Veronica as a weapon?
You could probably use the vicar as a weapon.
Fair enough.
No, he is not
His cheese.
using me.
Just who I'm hanging out with the rest of the night.
Vicar? You guys walk through this garden, and I mean, obviously, this is, you know, the preparation it took just to make this little section must have been immense. Um, as you guys go to the second set of doors. Now, these are a set of double French doors, about 10 feet tall. They look like they're carved of dark, rich wood, um, all inlaid with you know, the finest steel. I mean, this looks like almost like a vault door. As the guards look at each of you and they nod with a smile on their face. They each grab one of the knobs, very similar to the ones that outside, as they open the interior doors, and all hell breaks loose.
My good sir, which way to the buffet table?
Anybody ever see Dusk Till Dawn?
If you can find the pussy,
I pick up the vicar and I throw him towards the buffet table.
The doors are opened up as you look into what is obviously the size of a warehouse. However, the entire warehouse has been decorated to meet the Highharvesttide Ball. The warehouse itself is about 100 feet by 100 feet with about a 30-foot ceiling. From corner to corner, it is all marble carved. There are marble columns every 30 feet that once again go up 30 feet into the ceiling. The center dance area, there is a lush green carpet where there are people dancing barefoot, which is odd because everyone's in like the most amazing gowns and shoes and masquerade masks, but the carpet itself appears to almost mimic soft, fresh grass, like the softest stuff you've ever felt. Your nose is instantly, your senses are overrun with the feeling of spring. You look around, you look up to the ceiling. The ceiling itself is painted blue, like a spring day, a cloudless sky.
That was supposed to be harvest. It's going to be fall.
Correct. Don't question what I'm doing.
Sorry, go ahead.
I shall kill you. Thank you. Stop taking away from my story.
You kill me faster.
There is a giant chandelier hanging down in the middle. It hangs down about 10 feet. The chandelier itself is encased in a crystal globe, very similar to the sconces outside. The globe itself lets out a light that is almost sunlight. It's like daylight in here. I mean, to the point where you guys extend your hands and you feel the warmth radiating on your skin. You look around, you do not see any windows. However, you see tapestries that are lining the walls. The tapestries themselves are so exquisitely made, they appear lifelike, depicting various scenes. You look to the west, you see a mountain scene in the springtime. You look to the east, you see a forest. You look around, there are tables scattered around the place where there are couples and parties that are engaged in conversation. There is also what feels like to be a breeze in here, like there is a warm spring wind blowing on your face. Again,
It wasn't me.
It smells like cheese. It smells like gum and cheese. The smells of spring flowers just fill your nose. I mean, it's lifelike in here. It is one of the most magical things you've ever experienced. It is the most magical thing you've ever experienced. As Aiden turns to Skylar and just warmth in his eyes, and he says, "Do you like it?"
It's amazing. And she grabs his hand and heads off to the first thing of interest and just starts and curiosity taking over.
There's music playing in the background as you guys start walking to the middle. I mean, obviously, this green lush carpet is the initial thing that grabs your attention. You kind of look around sheepishly as he turns to you and he winks as he kicks his shoes off, just in both in just random directions, pulls his socks off, and just jumps onto the carpet. And he says, "You have to dance with me."
She just does the same thing and jumps right in.
Okay, hold on a sec. I'm trying to get some music going on. Okay, Vicar, Drusilla, she's...
Oh yeah.
Hey, I just want to state ahead of time. I did not know we would be taking our shoes off, so I didn't get a pedicure ahead of time.
You both were talking at the same time. I heard Mitch say he didn't get a pedicure.
Yes, so I didn't know we were going to have to take our shoes off.
Oh, you don't have to.
Oh, okay. Then never mind. Go ahead.
Oh,
I'm
no.
sorry, Vicar, what were you saying?
Our shoes are off. We're out there. We waddle our ass out there. We are shaking that shit all over the place. That little moo-moo's going. That little yellow moo-moo's going all over the place.
Somehow, as you guys are out on the dance floor, as you're expending your precious calories, the winds seem to almost pick up, and it's almost like air conditioning blowing on your exact spot. As you see Drusilla, she's looking around as she finally gathers, or she makes eye contact with one of the servers as she lifts her hand. Moments later, there is sorry, dry cough. There's a small table placed next to you guys with an arrangement of different appetizers, from plump shrimp to bacon wrapped scallops to small lamb chops, and it's just one of the most amazing things you've ever seen.
Dancing
And
time
tasted.
is over.
Oh no, she's not letting you stop. She picks up a chicken wing, a chicken thigh, puts it in your mouth as the grease just drips down your chin. She stares at you, leans down, and just licks you from chin to mouth as she just starts.
This is just going to end badly. I'm just saying right now.
She
Score!
rips
All right,
a
I'm gonna-
bite out of the meat as she just starts gnawing on it like a wild animal and starts making like pig noises, like she's about to do things to you that nice noble ladies shouldn't do to little wee men.
I'll allow it.
It's Keldrick. Miss Elizabeth looks to you like the man you are, and just
These girls are going to be,
wants-
and ladies, the girls and the men. These are going to be like werewolves or something, aren't you? You're going to like
It's
One-
going to be really bad.
just wants to be told what to do. She just
Vampires
knows
or something.
you're an alpha male, and she's just waiting for you to lead her.
Let's get some drinks, baby, and let's show the other people what it's like to be us.
To be us! Woo! As she screams as she grabs your hand.
I start
and
looking to
just-
see how many chairs I can stake through people's hearts.
Now let's kill the fucking band.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, we need better music.
No, I'm talking about Dusk Till Dawn. Remember?
Oh.
It's starting to feel much more like that every second.
Sorry, I've already been married.
There we go. I'll go with this one. And finally, Vendir, you noble white knight, savior of Veronica, as she extends her hand
Nobody remembers her name.
like the noblest of ladies, and curtsies.
I follow suit. I curtsy, keeping my eyes on her, and lead her to the floor.
As you guys just begin spinning in a dance, all of those looking at Vendir, he seems to be like the best dancer in the world in his own perception, but outside his perception.
Hey, I get to roll, right? Don't I get a performance roll or something?
Oh, sure, go ahead. Give me a performance roll.
All right.
You're the
what
only
I'm
one who's
talking
got to
about.
do it, though. Let's see if he's in the
Is it
moment.
performance? Yeah, it's performance, right?
Yep. Wait. Is he in the moment?
Chris is helping me. Yeah, that's
Sure,
what I'm
why
talking about.
not? All right.
That should give me an advantage right there. Just this music.
That gives you advantage. Boom!
Yes! Yes!
With advantage. He rocks it.
Wow.
Awesome.
Good choice.
Thank you,
of music.
Vicar. You're my man.
Hey, I like this music.
You're my boy, Blue. You're my boy.
As it's almost like the dance floor itself opens up as the two of them just are doing some crazy 80s motley dance.
Boom, boom, clap.
Soon,
Boom, boom,
the
clap.
majority of the room are mimicking your moves to the point where, mimicry is flattery, right? Right, Vendir?
Yeah, why not?
These people are all doing your dance.
It was the heat of the moment.
After... Let me turn this off, sorry.
Oh,
Sorry, man.
Yeah, that's a good song.
I was
Okay.
rocking that.
Sorry, I'll turn it down. There we go. It's
Yeah.
pretty loud on my end. After about an hour of just eating and drinking and dancing,
And more eating.
just to set the scene also, I mean, there are exquisitely dressed nobles all throughout this place. There are probably, 80 to 100 people. Everyone has a mask. No one sees anyone's face. I mean, obviously you recognize the people that accompanied you, so you'll see, Drusilla and Vicar off in the corner, eating chocolate off the floor. I don't know.
I love Americans.
But it almost
Does
seems
Tom
like,
Cruise come running through?
yeah,
Dude, this was
I
totally a song we should have played, Chris, in our band.
Yep.
I mean, basically because everyone's faces are covered, it almost takes away all inhibitions, so, and when the alcohol is flowing and the food and the music and the band, I mean, you guys are just having an amazing time. Go on.
I don't drink too much. I drink just enough to be in control.
I keep a glass in my hand at all times to use as a weapon.
That's what you believe. However, you are constantly being fed by Elizabeth. I mean, she is just out to have a good time.
I say you kill Brad first, so to make it an example for the rest of us, and we will all behave.
You guys seem like, you're paranoid or something like that.
Not at all. I just
You
don't.
sound like you're slurring a little bit, so yeah, I am paranoid at this point.
Damn it. Okay, well, after about an hour or so, there is a clinking sound that is heard as the band eventually stops playing music, as everyone turns.
I start hacking people. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Veronica whispers in Vendir's ear, Drusilla whispers in Vickers, Elizabeth into Keldrick, and Aiden to Skylar, as they point and they say, "That is Palin Talmost. He is the host of the party."
What's the name?
Palin, Pallin.
Okay.
Like, he's a pal, yo. Palin himself appears to be about 6'3", so he's very tall. He is wearing just rich purples.
Bite his
and-
calf.
Hey, come on. He's the host of this party. Just rich clothing. He's got long black flowing hair. His mask itself is just porcelain white. It covers his entire face. Standing embraced in his arm is an elven woman. She is not wearing a mask. She is also wearing, the way the light is reflecting off the surfaces behind her, it's a semi-translucent dress. And truthfully, even though each of you is completely and fully just, I'm not going to say in love, I'll say in lust with the person in your arms. It
Yeah,
is...
followed up with "I Want to Know What Love Is" by Foreigner. Sorry, go ahead.
The sheer perfection and beauty of this woman.
Miracle Mom.
Miraculous mom, Drusilla. Sorry. I was actually looking for Marikov's last name because I was going to make this woman part of his lineage. But what is his last name?
Rothamir.
Rothamir. They also all tell you.
No, ties to like past things, man. You can't do that now.
I can do anything I want because, you know what?
Dude, he's gone. We're all gonna die.
This is, although in the same world, it is an alternate universe. So if I do anything that offends, changes, or affects something in another game,
Mitchie stuttering and making up bullshit. You know where this is going, right?
Anything that offends Dish or goes against Dish,
I get a get out of jail free card. So your dates explain that is Pollen's wife, and her name is written down on this piece of paper. It is
Vicky Brad, grab a weapon.
Veronilma.
We've been down this road.
Veronilma. As Pollen is the one who is tapping on a crystal goblet as he lifts his hands to everyone, and he says, "Family, friends." And his eyes go around the room, meeting
the vicar
everyone. The vicar Adam. Eventually meeting all of your eyes too, as he stops on Keldrick, then Skylar, then off to random person G, then to the vicar. Random person. You give him the finger. What? I'm gonna hold you to that. Random person A through Z, and finally on Vendier.
Yeah, that'll be a first.
In celebration of the Highharvesttide Ball, I want to thank you all for attending the masquerade of House Tallmost.
How's there no woo coming from Brad right now?
It's out of respect.
Should have like a drink up going, woo!
We are here to celebrate life, love, and happiness, and each of you are to have a good time. That is all I ask. So
I heard this bullshit speech.
I am not one to speak long. So to my beautiful wife, to all of you beautiful people, enjoy. As everyone lifts their glass, you guys choose to if you want.
I lift my glass.
People turn to each other. Oh, you definitely have a glass.
Now. Okay, I magically have a glass.
Yes.
And that's it.
Because it's been an hour, and there's been dancing and drinking and food and all that kind of stuff.
I'll lift my glass in one hand and the leg in the other.
Hey, where did Keldrick and Miss Elizabeth go?
So at this point, everyone cheers. There is a loud murmur and a celebration among the crowd as the music again immediately picks back up, as it seems like every person in this party is on the dance floor at this point, just enjoying the night. And I'm just putting some music back on.
Followed up with that.
I'm just looking for music, man. I'll put the Benny Hill one if I have to.
I think the vicar needs some like, I like big butts and I cannot.
Yes, absolutely.
On the wings of love.
Now get the hell out of here.
Only the two of us. So you are all being fed drinks. Your dates are being fed drinks. I mean, this obviously is not going to get to Eyes Wide Shut, but this is really ADP.
God for that.
in a room just having a great time. The hours pass like minutes. Between your dancing, your conversation, speaking with people dancing next to you, no one asks anyone's name. No one wants to know anything about each other aside from how much fun you're having. So there'll be times where,
This is great. Thank you.
What?
No, good.
Come on, man. Really what I'm getting at is never once do you guys feel out of place.
We're just waiting for the ball to drop, dude. Might as well do
it's
it.
coming. You want to just skip to it?
You might as well, because I think Chris and I are ready. I think Brad's having way too much fun, and Vicky's just kind of sitting there passive. So I've been looking to use my date as a weapon for about an hour now. So. So let's take another break real quick.
Sounds good.
I'm enjoying the styling and profiling.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay, let's take a break, and I'll get to the meat and potatoes.
They're gone. I ate them already.
User left your channel.
You know what? Everyone gets inspiration.
I'm gonna need it if I have to do a performance again.
Love it.
I think Mitch was getting bored at the party.
Dude, Mark.
Yes.
Drop down to Dragon Age for me.
Channel switched. User joined your channel.
What's up?
Hang on a second. Go ahead and talk.
Hi, Mark.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
How's Florida been treating you all these years?
Wait a second, dude. Okay, go ahead. You said how's Florida?
How's Florida been treating? And you enjoying your time with the grandbabies?
Are you kidding? Kidding?
I have
I'm
yet
on
to
cloud
meet-
9.
I bet I've yet to meet Aowen. I'm hoping to get down there this year to meet her.
She is so precious.
She looks it.
Oh, you are going to be in love, Mark. Oh my gosh. We have had the best time.
That's awesome. So is your son behaving?
My son, does he ever?
That's kind of why I'm asking, because I'm expecting the answer to be no, but...
He's perfect. He's my baby.
At least you and Lorelai can gang up on him, right?
Oh, we already have.
Several times, yes.
The girls have to stick together. You know how it is.
Absolutely. I get ganged up on all the time whenever I take my wife to my mother's.
Yeah, they gang up.
Oh, absolutely. They have this secret language where they both know my idiosyncrasies and they just laugh with each other at it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't get to see Lori very often.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could see him more.
They're what, about 12 or 14 hours away?
11.
10 hours.
10 or 11.
That's a long way.
It's a long drive. I thought, being in Delaware, it was 18 hours. And I thought, oh, Alabama, that won't be bad. Next state over. Ay, ay, ay. 18 hours.
States, yeah.
Yeah. Because when you cross the Florida line here, you still have 4 more hours to get down here.
Now, where are you guys? Are you on Gulf side or are you on
No, we're
Ocean
on
side?
the east, southeast.
Southeast? Okay.
Yeah, we're at the bottom of the Treasure Coast.
Have you been getting a lot of storms yet this year?
No, not bad ones, not yet. But June 1st starts hurricane season.
Is that hurricane season down there? I mean, we've been
Yeah,
getting so much rain up here.
I
I
saw that.
I just don't know if it's a freak or something like that, or if it's really going to be a bad year
I
for
don't
everyone.
know.
Hopefully, you guys will be okay.
I hope so. We got a tropical storm brewing now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it's
Oof.
going to hit north of us. So that's good.
Well, hopefully, you'll only get a little piece of it then.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I don't want any more. We had 2 direct hits 3 weeks apart,
Oh, jeez.
and it wrecked the house. We lived for a year in a trailer parked in our driveway.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
I did
they
not
had
know
to
that.
totally redo the house. Well, I'm getting the winded up signal from my darling son, whom I love
That's
more
what I'm
than
here for.
anything.
We all love him more than almost anything.
Yeah.
Almost as much as I
Oh,
love myself.
yeah.
Almost as much as he loves
Oh my
himself. Well, it's
God.
great talking with you.
You too, Mark. You take care.
You too.
And
Thanks.
congratulations on your baby.
Thank you.
I saw her picture. She's precious.
She is. She's got me wrapped around her finger too.
Oh, I'm sure.
A little too much.
Yeah, I know. I hear you. Well, you take care, Mark.
You too. Thank you so much.
Okay. I love you.
I love you too. Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right, back to work.
Your mom's awesome, man.
Yeah, she is.
Okay, you ready to go back up?
Yeah, let's go.
Cool.
User Channel joined your switched. channel.
Okay.
I'm back.
Well, since you have all
3,
been
2,
calling,
1.
welcome
Go.
back, everybody. And since Mitch has been calling me out on all my bullshit, I guess we will just continue on with the storyline at this point. So obviously,
So I was totally right.
So obviously,
I want inspiration. Well, no, I got inspiration. I want like advantage for my first attack roll and then inspiration. No, never mind.
so
You're just gonna kill me faster.
obviously, I've been setting this up for quite a bit of time, the last 2 hours or so, where I've got to throw a curveball at this point. Does everyone agree?
Hey, as long as Veronica doesn't turn out to be a man, I'm good.
The curveball will be great if we go home and everything's fine.
Oh, we can end it here. You guys want to end it here, or do we want to keep going?
Keep going, of course.
Keep going.
Oh, perfect.
Oh,
Okay.
good. We can end it here. I've had a great vacation so far.
Damn it. So the night proceeds again, almost in the blink of an eye. I mean, you have all had the times of your lives as the last song begins to play.
Don't make it that song. Don't do it. Okay.
Which, if we have any Game of Thrones fans, this was
Yes.
played at the Red Wedding.
I thought it was going to be the whole nobody puts baby in the corner, but I'll take this one actually.
Oh, yeah, we could do Dirty Dancing.
No.
Time of my life.
But this is a little more fitting. So
I see it.
So pretty much the dance floor begins to open up a bit as people are starting to go about their way. However, the four pairs of you, as well as probably a dozen or so other pairs of couples, are just embraced in the final dance of the night.
You gotta kill 28 people.
Yeah, so you got to kill 27, because you don't want to kill yourself.
Only 9 beers so far.
Damn it! Stop counting. So,
Vic can do math.
Vicar, you are being pulled in tight by Drusilla, and again, you are perfect dancing height. Fortunately, you have a palate for some of the less fine or finer things in life. So you are being pulled tight towards her. Keldrick, Miss Elizabeth is just looking up to you like you are the living embodiment of manhood. And
I am.
Exactly. as she is just
Is the ultimate male.
He is the ultimate warrior, as he is just staring into your eyes. Vendir, very similar to Veronica. However, she's someone posted something. I can't see that. Maricos mom. Good thing I have a mask on, or I have two black eyes. Veronica's looking at you, and she's got this like naughty, perverted look in her eye, and her lips kind of curl into the side, like she's thinking of just what she's gonna do to you next.
Rip my third out.
Man, you guys just don't trust me.
No, we do not.
Hey, I do. I'm having
Not
a good
yet.
time.
No.
All right, so Brad trusts you, so go ahead and kill him first.
Skylar, Aiden kind of he's kind of sheepish and hesitant towards you as he leans in, and he kind of pulls away at the last moment, and kind of buries his head a little bit to your side as you feel him shudder a bit as he mans up, and he's thinking, hey, I've got to do what I need to do. I don't know. That's coming out wrong.
Kick him in the junk before he goes any further.
Kick him in the junk before it goes any further.
Use his junk as a weapon.
Bad touch.
So you feel like the tip of his nose kind of at the back of your ear as it lowers, as it bad touch. That's my no spot. As his nose kind of gently caresses down the side of your neck, and you feel a pair of lips just gently kiss the nape of your neck. Vendir, Veronica.
Me first, aren't you, you bastard?
Vendir, Veronica, she just gets lost in your eyes. The next thing you know, you are just passionately kissing on the dance floor. Vicar, Drusilla, at this point, she's down on her knees.
Whoa.
They're the same height now.
I was trying to make it better than it was.
On the
I'll part the two buddies so that I can kind of slide in between that.
as she is obviously the aggressor, and you are the side of meat that's been on the spit for the entire night, as she is just eating you, not like literally,
wow.
but it's just all of her passion is all consuming of you. Keldrick, Elizabeth, you embrace her in your arms as she feels like she is, she's snuggling in, and just safe as she looks up to you, and she kind of puts her head on your shoulder, as you guys are all just slow dancing to the final song.
Don't worry, the Nature Boys got you.
And then the gentle nibble on the neck, the embrace, all end in a piercing, painful bite.
I knew it.
As the world, as you know it,
Pleasure
begins to spin and go black. So we'll call it a night, guys. Have a good. No, just kidding.
Awesome. I think I have my game next Friday.
Hey, at least I'm dying with a smile on my face.
As she goes to bite me, I'll belly to back super like super.
Dude, you know what I was just thinking? Like right before the shit hits the fan, I was thinking if you had 7 characters, you could do the 7 deadly sins, and right now it would fit. Like Chris's gluttony.
Gluttony, yeah.
I'm pride.
I'd say pride. Yep.
Yeah, pride, and then you got lust with Vicky, and then with Brad is hell.
Vanity.
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 Absolutely.
Vanity.
Yeah.
Thank you. It would have totally worked. But
It could be Gilligan's Island.
that would have been super cool. But anyway, all right. So we got to kill vampires apparently at 0 level. So we're all gonna die.
You gotta kill vampires? Okay.
Dude, are you making us vampires?
I don't know what I'm doing at this point.
Because if so, I'm out.
I'm kind of just shooting from the hip. Okay. So, eventually,
No way to resist, right?
you're level 0. This is storyline. There is no way to resist.
Okay.
Sorry, man.
I'm good.
Eventually, you all come to your senses as the world around you begins to fade into perspective.
I look for a weapon.
You are all you are all lying on your back on some kind of hard surface. Again, things are you're slowly perceiving the world as it comes into perspective of your sights, your feel, your smell. You are restrained. You move your hands a little bit, you move your legs a little bit, you hear the clanking of chains. You are chained down. You begin to stare at the ceiling above you, and you see old brick and like a pale light. The smell of, I'll just say it, sewers fill your nostrils. You hear running water, like a trickle of running water, like water coming out of a pipe into a pool. You hear the chattering of rats. As you are all, you look left, you look right, you see
Fucking knew it.
Vendir, you see Vicar, you see Keldrick, you see Skylar. You are all on what appears to be like a thick table. The person to your left, the person to your right. You look down at yourself. You are restrained by chains. Your palms are facing the ceiling. You have what appears to be like a needle stuck into your arm with a flexible tube which appears to be made out of intestine that's connected to a glass.
Dude, what is wrong with you?
Hey, don't comment. That appears to be connected to glass tubing. You look down upon your chest. You see another one that's connected near your heart, just below a rib. However, this one is corked at the end, and it is full of blood. Your blood. I'm trying to read what's being typed. Just make sure it's not sent to me.
I will
What
attempt
the hell
to.
did I get married again?
I will attempt to break the chain.
Okay.
So how do I do that? Strength roll?
Strength roll, please.
So where's this needle? And
You have a needle in your left arm, and you have a needle underneath your rib cage, or between your rib cage, going towards your heart.
can I get like one of them? Can I pull one of them free with my teeth or something?
If you were very, very flexible, maybe, or had a tail.
I'm pretty flexible.
Basically, you are all in like a groggy stupor. You can talk a little bit. You kind of remember who each other are. You remember where you were, but you have no clue how the fuck you got here. All of you are awake at this point.
I think I've had about enough. It's time to get out of
Do
here.
would we know what vampires are and be able to piece together what it was?
don't care what
Considering
I blame
his whole
Vicky for this.
bite on the neck thing.
Vampirism is a pretty common, I wouldn't say common knowledge, but I guess it would, Mitch, would it be common knowledge? Probably.
Yeah. I blame Vicky.
Hey.
That could be inspiration.
Do
I'm
what?
going to do the same thing.
Was I able to break the chain, Mark? 14?
No, you were not. You strain and you struggle against the chain. However, it does not move more than a fraction of an inch.
Do all of us have our own chains, or are we chained together, like the same chain?
From what you can see at this point, your head is looking straight up. You can see a little bit left to right. There may be a common chain behind you. It's kind of hard to tell from this angle.
Can I try and slide my back out of, like, my arm out of the restraint?
Sure.
What's that, Dex?
Yep. You also strain and struggle. However, I think you might have had one too many donuts. One less donut, you might have been able to do it.
Well, I see my dice rolling is staying.
All right. My turn.
Those who are... Oh, go on.
I'm going to try to break free using my inspiration.
Okay.
See if I can free us, or at least me, so I can leave you guys behind.
All of you hear chains rattling and the person next to you trying to escape.
Damn it.
Vendir, also, you strain and you struggle. You guys hear the clanking and the...
I mean, I totally would have let you guys free, too.
the clanging of the chains coming from him as Vendir is trying to break them. However, the fates are telling him no.
Do we feel any change in the slack on our chains when he goes to strain?
No, they're all tight.
Okay.
I guess
Oh.
praying to Torm isn't going to do
This is
me
some
any
bullshit
good.
right here.
How about our legs? Are our legs chained?
Yes. So are your necks. So your hands, your midsection, your waist, both legs, and one around your neck.
All right. Well, if sliding out doesn't work, I'll try and break mine too.
Okay.
Oh God, yes.
Very
Yes.
good roll. And you strain and you struggle. The chain does not break.
Damn.
There is no such thing as a critical success. There's only critical hits.
Damn it.
Damn, I would have at least gotten Vicky free. How did you do it?
But that was a hell of a roll, man.
Well, of course it was, because that was, a time when it was completely useless, and that's when I would normally get these kind of rolls.
Skylar, do you do anything? Anyone say anything to each other?
She is looking around the room as much as she can. She's also going to smell. I know it's horrible. It's in the sewer. As much as she can to try to discern perhaps where she is. I'm assuming, like if she still smells the docks,
Investigation?
Okay.
That bitch ate my cheese that did this to me. Okay.
Damn.
You're looking around, and once again, you see Vendir, Vicar, and Keldrick. They're all straining against their restraints. You look around the room itself, trying to digest what predicament you're in. Due to the smells, the running water, the brick overhead below, and all the walls, you deduce you're in the sewers somewhere.
Is everyone okay?
I've had worse states, believe it or not. Perhaps there's a way we can work together?
I stretched my neck a little. Can I feel where the bite was?
Yes.
Vampires.
What? Oh, great. Well, we definitely got to get out of here. I don't like these things sticking out of me.
Yeah, that's not good because the more it drains our blood, the more we'll. Well, I don't know if I'd know that yet. Never mind.
Vicky, as you're talking out of the corner of your eye, you notice that there is a fifth table that the glass tubing is running to.
Can
That
I see
also
who's on it or
has.
what's on it?
There is no one on it. That also has a pair of a pair of flexible intestine tubings with an additional 2 needles at the end of it.
Hey, Mark.
All of you are connected to that.
I'm going to attempt to do a back bridge since my feet are chained down
I'm
to
back.
my hands and neck, and try and twist so that the one in my rib cage comes out.
Okay.
For that. It's a wrestling move, so I figured.
I'm gonna think about like the best dinner I've ever had, so my mouth waters, and then spit on my hand, try to pull one hand free of the manacles. Saliva.
So you're gonna loft a loogie
I totally am.
and magically hit 3 feet away on the exact same spot that you need to.
I think I can.
I'll spit on Mitch's hand too.
Hey, keep that shit to yourself there. I don't know where that's been.
Keldrick is straining.
I've got another wart.
Attempting again to escape from bondage. At this point, all of you hear footsteps coming from down the hallway that approaches this chamber in the sewer.
I immediately go slack and pretend I'm unconscious.
Playing process.
Someone's coming.
I'm still trying to free myself.
You hear a soft second pair of footsteps coming also. So it sounds like there's 2 people.
Oh, where's your woo now?
Does anyone do anything while the footsteps are coming?
I'm still trying to free myself.
I do exactly what I told you to do.
No, I'd probably wiggle and try to free my hands, but that's about it. I don't know if I'd be able to.
Patooey.
I think about food.
You are food, man. Okay.
Nope.
A few moments later, you look over and you see a man dressed exact same way that Palin Talmost was. However, there's no mask. And next to him is that stunning, beautiful elven wife of his. As he looks over to you all, and he says, you are all awake.
Except me.
Did you actually say that?
Yeah, that'd be great.
What a dumbass.
I
just pretended I'm out.
I must apologize for the, I'll call it lack of hospitality. Please accept my deepest apologies for that.
At least you could give us a fair fight. This is quite unsporting.
You definitely shall have your fair fight. I did not get to meet you directly at the ball. However, I am hoping each of you enjoyed your time there.
Is that a serious question?
Yes.
As I shake my chains. You cannot be serious. How about you let us go and we shall enjoy the rest of our night far away from you and act like this never happened. Agreed? As I look over to my fellow captives.
What did you do with my fat butterball bitch?
Okay, maybe not him, but surely the damsels are in agreement.
Drusilla is alive and well, and she will be excited to see you after we are done our affairs here. Well, maybe she won't be excited to see you, depending on the mood that you're in.
Oh, I'm going to be very excited when I see her. What's this
Dear
shit you got
Scarlet-
stuck? What's this? What are these things you got stuck in our arms? What are you doing to us?
We will get into that. My dear, he looks over to the elven woman next to him. If you would please proceed. We are running out of time. As she nods, she goes over to the table and closes her eyes and begins chanting incantations under her breath.
Don't you think you should start with the strongest of us? As I incline my head towards the unconscious barbarian at the end of the tables.
I like him.
That's awesome.
You see that I'm hoping after this you will understand everything that's going on here.
I highly doubt that, sir. However,
Okay.
I simply wish to plead for my life and the life of the people directly to my left.
I'm thinking back
Can
to my
I-
times in the plane. Go ahead, Mitch.
Can I tell anything from the incantations that she's muttering?
Do you have Arcana?
No, not yet.
She seems... it sounds like she is casting spells. What those spells are, you do not know.
Darn it.
You see, as he makes his way over to the table, he lays down upon it in the same position you're in. Over the next few seconds, his wife puts the 2 needles into his skin in the same spots that yours are at.
I hope he gets Hep C.
We've all had our vaccinations.
I'm now going to try and bridge again and bust the chains and try and get that needle out of me at the same time.
Okay, give me a roll.
What roll do you want? Under what?
Strength, probably. Athletics is probably a good one.
Okay, here.
Ooh, performance. You act like you're doing a very good job. However,
1.
the chains do not break.
Oh, come on! Give me the 19!
Yeah, I say we all turn on Brad and let him be eaten first. Any second? Do I hear a second?
I can't break the chains. I'm able to twist, get the needle out of me.
All right, my dad seconds it.
You see,
You know
I
the
hear a
blonde
third from my
guy's got
mom,
way
so
more life
Brad,
than-
you're done.
Look at this little guy over here, and look at that big blonde guy. Don't you want to? If you're gonna suck the life out of somebody and be like him, do you want to be like this little roly-poly bastard here, or do you want to be like that big tough guy blonde guy?
Yeah,
Who's
I really want to
really
adventure with
want
these
you?
guys.
after the 2 needles are inserted, his wife, again, one of the most beautiful creatures you've ever seen.
I spit at her.
If she's not a halfling, he might actually have a chance there.
She takes the ends of the corked tubing that is connected to below your heart. She uncorks it and connects it to a manifold. As the 4 return lines of your blood begin to commingle in the manifold.
I asked the elf to come over towards me.
Just for the record, my parents are behind me 100%. You should not eat me first.
I'm trying to thrash. And
I
get
asked the
this
elf
needle
lady to
out.
come over to me.
Please, this will go much easier if you do not resist.
Look, lady, do me a favor. If you're gonna suck it long and suck it hard.
Oh, 2-9 wee man. She
Are my
actually
fingers free?
no. Well, technically yes.
Good, I
She-
give her both fingers.
She never actually once looks at you or talks to you. This is Palin who is talking to you. And he
I give him the
begins.
finger. I don't care.
He's not looking at you. He's kind of looking up at the ceiling.
I pee at him. How's that?
You pee your pants. That works.
For the record, I don't know this fat halfling next to me. I didn't come here with him. Well, I did technically, but I didn't come here with him.
I'll give the chicken shit fighter the finger too. Then.
I just want that known. I know him merely by name only.
All jesting aside, I look
This is
upon
not jesting. This is begging for my life.
I look upon the ghostly visage of this world, and I see the great facade for what it is.
That's fine. I wish to be part of that.
Countless drones, gray and lifeless, chained to giant pillars. I wish upon no one this awareness of truth, for they will know true despair as I know it.
You know, that's it.
Wait,
I'm taking my
whoa,
last shot here. I am gonna work that cheese up in my stomach, and I'm gonna rip one. I'm going out at least with something.
I'm sorry.
Awkwardly farts in a moment.
I'm
Wow.
really glad that I'm in a sewer because, you know, it
Yeah.
doesn't smell right.
Yeah, it actually probably makes it smell
It's
better.
like flowers.
All I have seen,
Suddenly
all
smells like
I
ham.
have done, all I have acquired is for nothing.
Then why are we chained to this table? It holds for
Because
nothing. I'm not following. Sorry.
I have seen the world for what it is, but when I gazed upon you four, there was a beacon of hope in this colorless world.
Wonderful
You are-
news. Then you can just go ahead and unchain me, and I'll be on my way.
In time. Because in truth, you are untethered, unbound to the foundations of this world. Each of you possesses a spark that may one day burn bright enough to bend this world to your bidding.
And
How about
yet,
a
I
Katy
shake the
Perry
chains.
video?
Breaking the chains.
So I am going to
And yet,
attempt to break
here
my
we
own
are,
chains now.
tethered to this world that you have made the chains of. But I believe that your forward thinking shall set us free as I shake the chains towards him.
It is ironic, is it not?
Yes, absolutely.
The irony is lost, and I am breaking out of here.
You're dead. Shut
I
up.
kick my legs.
In truth, it is futile to bind any of you.
I agree. So you should set us free so that we may go and fulfill our destiny.
Okay,
Beyond the physical bonds, thralls, none of you shall become, for you have free will, unlike everyone else in this world.
You know what?
I look at the chains and then look at him and go, sorry, not getting that one.
All right, I'm going to try this. I am going to close my eyes, and I am going to say a prayer to Torm, requesting his assistance in getting me out of this evil. Now, he is a good guy, and I am his acolyte. I need his help. I'm asking for his help, and for the help of my friends.
Okay, give me a percentage roll.
Wait, we're friends already? I barely know you. Fat
If I get
fuck.
you the hell out of here, we're going to be friends, aren't we?
Only if it works.
I mean, good job, Halfling.
Yeah, you dick.
You want to amend that prayer now and just take us two with you?
Oh, whatever,
Ooh,
Sleeping
the
Beauty.
Devil's number. Thanks. It just got worse for you guys.
Okay.
You hear a muttering under his breath as if he's talking to himself, and you hear, "And the laws of this world decree I must forever be bound." He looks to his wife, just love in his eyes.
Can I see her?
Yes.
What's her expression like?
Solemn.
Well, since we're in
What
far,
are you doing to yourself? What do you mean by binding yourself?
You talk to Pound.
Yes.
He looks longingly at his wife as he looks to you. She is my friend, my lover, and my wife for centuries. I have never once tasted her life force. We are
the world.
a perfect, she is my perfect match.
And what are we to be?
She also
What
has...
do you want from the nature boy?
Now he's awake.
Oh yeah, I've been trying to break out for the last 5 minutes.
Open a can of pass. She herself has touched the weave, the very fabric of magic that binds and runs the laws of this world. As she bends down next to the table, lays her head across her husband's chest as he bites into her.
What the fuck? Alright, look.
Good killer.
Alright. You need to let us go now, or great harm will befall you, including this world. Intimidation. And never mind.
Not so intimidating, tied up.
I
So-
need to get out of these chains.
Our
As I
blood
rattle
is
him
flowing
around.
into him, and he's
At-
also
At this
bitten his
point,
wife.
when he bites his wife, she releases an air bladder that the blood from his arm
Thought I was doing that.
the blood from his arm you can see going towards you guys, and it goes into a shared manifold, a different shared manifold than the return blood that's already commingling, and then you watch it slowly as his blood begins to go towards the needles that are all connected to each one of your arms.
Oh, I'm
you,
going to
man.
try and struggle and get that needle out of my...
I
Damn
don't
right.
want to be a vampire.
Yeah, I'm trying to struggle as much as possible. What do you need? What kind of roll?
I don't
Get me the hell
struggle.
out of this.
Everyone's been struggling.
I
to
would
no
rather
avail.
die than
Yeah, I
owe Mark an
will,
ice
but I'm
cream
not
cone.
At this point, it is like a heroin addict getting their first hit. When his blood and her blood travel from the needle
Should
into
just
your
stayed on
arms.
vacation. Fuck.
That's what you get for trusting nobles. That's all.
Right.
You should stayed on vacation.
I don't think we trusted anybody. We wanted to die here much earlier than this.
I blame Chris for this one.
Your eyes just shoot wide open as you begin to see and perceive things in this world that you did not know existed. You look at Palin. You see, I mean, the world around you appears to be gray and ghostly. He is gray and ghostly. You see chains that bind him around his neck that travel into the earth. You see the life force of his wife as he continues to feed on her be drained. Also seeing chains around her neck drop into the earth itself. The walls of the sewers, the streets above, the buildings above, everything is transparent as you see bright gray shapes of bodies, the various tens of thousands of people in Waterdeep, all of them with chains around their necks going into the depths of the earth. You look left, you look right. Each one of the people who are laying on the tables have color to them. They are green, they are blue. The Vendir is a bit of rainbow dragonish.
It might look good.
Hey,
There are no chains bound around their necks. There is a spiritual uh, uh, cord that runs from their heart up into the heavens above. Their aura is once again colorful. It's life. It's full of life. It's full of freedom. Um, Moments later, everyone also please give me an investigation roll. Moments later, this high passes as you begin to blink, and the world around you snaps back into what it was before, as Verone Ilma's life force ends. What do we got there? Investigation, Vendir. You see that the sewer area that you're in, there are magical runes written all on the ceiling and the walls of this place. Uh, Once again, when your sight returns to normal, it returns to brick, and you no longer see it. Um, you hear a weeping and a crying coming from Palin.
Good.
I'll attempt to break the chains now.
I shall not wait and idly by and watch your spark to be kindled. I shall emblazon it into a giant conflagration that shall burn the very pillars of this realm into dust and free me of this bondage. Truth be told, I know not what will happen. At that moment, let's take a break, and then we will finish up.
An asshole.
Dude, this campaign's bleeding us dry.
We're taking 5 just so I can move some things around for everybody.
Channel switched. Channel
through it.
switched.
I'm back.
Awesome. Okay, so
Hang on. 3, 2, 1, go.
welcome back, everybody. So at this point, we've heard a long monologue of our big baddie evil guy. Because big baddie evil guys tend to monologue a bit, as he has sacrificed the true love of his life, pretty much babbled on about being chained to something, saying that you guys aren't chained, and
Yet we
basically
are.
yet you are. See the irony of everything, and
Yes.
basically just turned you guys into some kind of vampire hybrid.
Cool. I want to
Wow.
fly.
Was someone saying something in character, or again, we just the last line was truth be told, I do not know what will happen. At that point, he groggily sits up, pulls the needles out of his underneath his heart and his arm, walks over to the first person, which would be Skylar, bends down with an apologetic look in his eye, pulls the needle from your arm and then from your underneath your heart. Walks over to Keldrick, does the same, over to Vicar, a third time.
You
And
put my
then-
weight down as 2 tons.
And then Vendir, pulling out the needles. The room behind you is full of things that you may need to help you start your lives.
I start beating him with the vicar.
I am actually okay with that. I will allow myself to use it as a weapon. I will assist him to give him advantage.
He tucks himself into a
Expect-
ball.
What do you expect from us now? What do you expect from the Nature Boy?
Expects us all to be slaves, whatever he was tied to. Now he's free. The rest of us are slave to it.
I truly do not know what to expect. I am merely going to sit back and watch. And
I would like to find a wooden
hope.
stake and take care of myself.
I will help you with that.
Thank you. I would appreciate that.
It works on you, it'll work on me.
I'm an acolyte of Torm. I don't want to be a vampire. Kill me.
Are we still chained?
yes, you are still chained. In 1 day's time,
As soon as I can pick up that fat halfling, I'm gonna beat you to death with him.
in 1 day's time, you will be freed. At that time, you will help yourselves to any of your needs or desires that are in the adjacent room, and one day our paths may cross again.
Well, wait a minute. Are you going to be in that room in 1 day's time?
No.
Then my need and desire will not be fulfilled, chicken shit.
I shall take the day to put distance between you
That
and
would be
I.
the best bet.
I'll try and break chains again. So
I-
wanna give this guy
I have a
try.
feeling Zet the Pissed would be after you.
Okay.
I
Actually,
guess we'll, yeah, I mean, I'll struggle as much as I can, and just
Yeah,
kind of
same
wait
here.
it out, I guess. If we can't break free, we can't break free, and we'll just, kind of wait.
you can. It's a 24 DC.
Boom. Is it a strength roll?
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
So what? You have
I'm
to roll
feeling
20?
lucky.
You have to roll a 20 if you have an 18 strength.
Yeah, there's no way.
Right there with you, man.
Yeah, you can't have an 18 at first level, so there's no way to break free. Wait, can I reach over and pull someone else's chains?
Nah, it just gives you advantage.
Everyone's chained. Your entire body's chained.
Right, but our hands, right?
Your wrists are chained.
So there's no play. Like we couldn't reach over then.
It might move a fraction of an inch, but no, you cannot reach over and grab someone else's chains.
So
Okay.
are we aware that like we've been turned into vampires or what?
You feel a power coursing through your body that is completely alien at this point.
But we can surmise.
But
that
we
we've
still
been
can't.
turned into a
We still
vampire.
can't break the chains.
The chains can be broken with a roll. Yes. So
we feel all this power, but we're still.
Hold on a sec.
Okay.
Everyone has been given access to a first level vampire character. Now, unfortunately, any recent changes over the last 24 hours have not been moved over, but all of your base stuff has been moved over, plus your attributes have been modified to be a vampire. There are also hidden traits that are unknown to you, as in being staked in a heart is pretty much automatic death, that are not written on your character.
I kill Chris.
I accept my fate.
Here we go. It's on.
So if you review your characters, there, like I said, there is a power coursing through your body that is part of you and an amplification of you. Those who are pious, you have never felt a tie to your God. However, now you feel a tie to a power. There is magic coursing through your veins.
My stats haven't changed, man.
Yes, they have.
They haven't.
If you look at the V character, they have.
What V character?
Everyone should have access to a V character right now.
Oh,
same name
I
with
see
a
it.
V after it.
Well, wait a minute. Do I already have my cantrips then?
If you're not a cleric, you do not have cantrips.
Wait a minute. I am a cleric.
No, you're not.
Oh,
So-
why does my V character say I have 3 cantrips?
You do have 3 cantrips, but you're not a cleric.
I guess my question would be with Barbarian Fighter, you don't go up in those classes anymore, obviously, correct?
It is going to be a hybrid of everything, yes.
Okay.
So, Keldrick, you feel an anger, a rage, strength coursing through your body. Vendir, you feel almost an indomitable will that you cannot be defeated in battle. Vicar, I forget what I wrote on your
Totally
character.
kicking Kendrick in the balls.
Keldrick.
Keldrick. Yes.
I
Both
poke
balls.
him. I poke him in the eye.
I can't open your character. Hold on.
Break these chains. Damn it. That's awesome.
Vicar, you feel, unfortunately, you feel magic permeating through your body. However, it's got a taint to it.
Taint a problem. Do I have any spells available right now?
No, because you haven't rested nor selected them. Tomorrow morning, yes. After you rest and select. Skylar, you feel your mind open and you're aware, almost feel the weave. Again, you were studying to be a cleric. This is not divine, but you touch divinity. So all of you are confused at this point. I mean, you're still you, but there's obviously a power coursing through your body. and it feels good. As Palin looks at you each, in 1 day's time you will be freed.
Well,
I
that's too bad. We have to wait because you're an asshole now.
Yeah, honestly, we're gonna have to kill him to be really be free.
Let me tell you something, brother. As soon as we get out of these chains, I'm gonna chop you down to size. And I'm gonna feed you to the rest of your friends, and then I'm gonna kill them.
Now, hold on here. Don't waste that good food. Feeding him to his friends. I'll help you out with that.
You can let me go now, and I'll act like I've never seen you before.
I wish all of you the best of adventures and the best of luck. And may you bend this world to your will.
Hey, Palin. Are you going to miss that love of your life that died over there?
I shall not fall victim to your taunts.
Are you proud of yourself for doing that to her? Does it make you feel good?
He's obviously a Penguins fan.
Did you enjoy that, Palin? Damn it, I'm getting this bastard one way or another. I am not going to go down without pain. Without him feeling something.
Yeah, I see that happening.
Once the anger passes and you embrace what you have become, Vicar, we shall have a conversation again.
Oh, I plan to have a conversation. It's going to be me telling you to fuck off and you dropping dead. That's going to be the conversation.
As he
I'm
smiles.
perfectly okay with this if you just let me go now. I'm perfectly willing to scurry it away in the shadows.
Not the nature boy. Nature boy is gonna come after you. What you gonna do when me and the 24-inch pythons come after you, brother?
And
He has gotten physically more intimidating, even laying down.
with that, yes, just release me and everything shall be fine between us.
1 day's time you shall all be free, and you shall all live your lives as you intend or choose. This world is your sandbox. You do as you please. But
Seems more like a litter box.
Yeah, this is pretty shitty.
in time you will embrace your gifts.
You don't need to pile it on, guys.
Are you sure you still feel good about killing your wife like that?
So I
Does
bid
that make you proud?
all adieu.
I don't think so. Get back over here. We're not done. Our conversation hasn't ended.
I'm gonna continuously struggle against these chains until my strength
I'd have a
kicks
conversation with your wife, but she's dead because of you. Hope you're proud of yourself there, Chiefy.
His insight. Anyone who wishes to roll
Good,
it.
at least I got to him. Not much.
Yes.
Stop rolling. I can't roll anything.
in. Damn, I got it.
Yeah, Keldrick, you definitely see that his jawline tenses as the vicar keeps poking at him. Everyone also, you get to take additional skills based on your class, which obviously aren't on your new character sheet. So, because I didn't want to assign them to you without you choosing them. So,
Good, at least I got to him a little bit.
Well,
at that he leaves.
Aren't you going to take your wife's body with you?
Oh, yes, thank you. He leaves with his wife's body.
Good. Get that bitch out of here.
He's such an angry dwarf.
Hobbit.
Such an
Wee
angry
man
hobbit.
halfling.
And it's a shame his fangs are longer than his penis.
Wow.
Why were you looking at that?
I wasn't. I'm sure we can't find it in the folds of the skin, but
So you guys bantering back and forth, talking shit to each other right here?
Yeah, why not? Who cares?
I'm gonna kill that motherfucker. As soon as I get out of here, I'm gonna put the smackdown on him. Try and break the chains.
I'm with you. Although I might want to stop and grab something to eat first. Take care of him. What do you say, tough guy? Bandier?
Yes, well, he didn't seem to wish to excuse us from our chains. He said a day, so we might as well make the most of it. And when we are freed, we can do whatever we wish to do.
Who doesn't want to be a vampire? I will stake you.
I think it's a little too late for that. So
Who doesn't want to continue being a vampire? I will stake you.
again, I think it's a little too late for that.
I'll take a steak.
Personally, I think this could be a useful tool in the adventuring career that I saw for myself. So I will pass on the steak.
I was brought up as a pious
Wonderful for you. You
and
do what you
priest.
need to do.
You're
I'm
more than
going to
welcome
move
take
on
me
from
out
this.
with the steak.
And you, Skylar? What were you brought up to?
Not this.
I agree. I was brought up to be a warrior, and this is not what I intended.
This is more power.
If you
in
wish,
your
I
veins
will
than you've
stay
ever felt
behind
before.
and stake all three of you and move on with my life.
I've had many a good steak. I might as well go out with one last one.
Wait till the next day.
Okay, so the next 24 hours, as an entire day passes, you all begin to feel the hunger. It is a horrible, horrible pain in your lower extremities. Again, like you're physically starving. You begin to feel weak, exhausted.
Damn, that bitch gave me the clap.
Hey.
Oh, I'm sorry. You meant in the stomach. I apologize.
Yes, not that low. Sorry. So I mean, obviously you guys have been. I mean, initially the jests were happening and the jokes were happening, but it gets old as you all come to the realization of what you are and what you what you will become or may become. You initially start to think, hey, well, I could do good with this stuff, and I could do good with these powers, and then you start to feel the hunger, and can I control it? And you know, I'm a cleric, however, I don't have ties to this god. I've never felt this god before. I've read about this stuff. I've never thought I'd ever experience it. I thought my life was going to be pious. I want to be a warrior, but now I'm this. And I mean, you guys are going through a whole range of emotions.
I'm totally not.
You're totally into this?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Once I'm free, I'll find the first drunkard or homeless person in an alley that I need to, and I embrace it for the greater good.
No, I honestly request, Bandier, before you leave, you steak me.
I will do it.
So
That's on you. It's not on me.
the day passes as footsteps can be heard. You turn and you look and you see a young man Well, you see a man in his early 20s. He isn't the most physically attractive of individuals. He's dressed like a thug. Those who have streetwise see uh, a, a a mark on his leather armor that mark him as a dark water boy. Um, he has a short sword at his waist, a light crossbow on his back, and a set of keys. He is looking at you guys, confused as hell as to what's going on. As he looks around the room and he kind of stinks, he's like, "Oh, it smells in here."
Indeed. It's time to
Let us
free
go.
us.
Right, so I've been sent down here to free you guys. So,
Wonderful.
what the hell kind of predicament you boys been in?
Well, we paid our pittance.
And
That should be
ladies,
all that's interested to you.
hello. You all look like you've been at a ball or something.
Indeed.
Maybe I'll just leave you chained up a little bit more and get myself a little taste of this one.
I'll go to break at this point.
It's not quite what you're being paid for, is it, lad?
Give me a strength roll and give me a. I'm sorry, Keldrick, give me a strength roll with your new rolls, of course. Please let me know if you're going to rage or not. And Vendir, give me a persuasion, intimidation, or whatever kind of social
Intimidation.
roll you wish.
What does rage do for me again? I forget.
Rage will give you advantage on strength checks and +2 to damage.
Yeah.
Okay, I am going to attempt to rage and break free. And should it be athletics or strength?
Strength, please. Right, well, you're right. I am getting paid just to release you. As he reaches down, puts the key in a lock at the end of the row of tables. As the chain goes slack, and Keldrick just explodes in emotion, breaking the chains, or not breaking the chains, but as the chains are loose, just knocks them off his body in one fell swoop.
I want to do a kip up.
Oh, initiative.
Again, this entire time, everyone is feeling the hunger. Dun dun dun. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna step to the dark side?
How do we roll initiative? I don't see.
It should be
Icons.
on the front. Do you guys not see the screen? We're just on the Waterdeep Harvest Ball.
Yeah, it's not letting me roll initiative.
Did you select your... Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I need to change out your characters to the other tokens. My apologies, guys.
Oh.
I wouldn't be a knight with Chris playing if he didn't roll a 1.
That's even better. At least my name kind of sounds like a vampiric name.
Almost, you know what? I was really impressed with everybody's because they actually all kind of do to me. Okay, the chains have been removed. As Keldrick sits up with all force, just anger and rage on his face. Vendir.
Uh,
Whoa,
well,
whoa,
you know what?
whoa. I'm just here to do a job, people. My deepest apologies for any offense I've made to the lady.
I own it. I'm gonna eat the guy. Like Pac-Man. But I gotta roll. Fight?
Sure. Okay. So, Vendir lets the chains fall to the ground as he jumps up onto
I give a charming smile before I rip his throat out.
onto the thug. Just superhumanly pushes his head to the side, bites down upon his neck, and just rips a chunk out and begins feeding. Vendir, that same feeling you had when your blood commingled with Palin's, that sense of euphoria, that feeling of completeness just permeates through your body as your hunger is just dissipated.
When I'm sated, I just throw him to the rest of them.
Drink. He's feeding on him.
Is he dead?
He is screaming like a little bitch. Like, what's going on?
I will jump from the top of the table and drop kick him.
It's okay, I've got him.
I guess weapons is claw.
Yeah, you could just give me a claw roll. Oh,
wow.
Yes.
Seriously?
Is that? Do I have advantage on that, or since I'm raging?
No, you get +2 to damage since you're raising.
Oh, okay.
Where's the token? There it is.
Okay, you jump up to drop kick him. As Vendir is ripping his neck open, obviously very uneloquently. Unfortunately for me, he is pretty much dying at this point, so he is not going to be able to attack. But you can't. For some reason, you don't judge your own strength, and you overshoot the.
I figure I jump across the room.
Pretty much. Skylar, these animals. Who are you staking first?
Come on, Skylar. Be my buddy. Don't be my enemy. Let's do the fist bump. Come on. All you left for you.
How much control do we have over our thirst?
You have control right now. As the thirst continues, you will become weaker and weaker, to the point where you will eventually have to make constitution saves in order not to feed.
Okay.
But there is a hunger now, and there is a weakness in your body.
Right.
But you still have control over your actions. Unabided by rolls.
So we're all free, right?
Yes.
Can't figure out what she'd do. I think she'd just like close her eyes and try to resist the temptation at this point.
I like how you described it. The
And
thug
she'd
himself.
have like her hands fisted, you know, like you can tell she's trying to like keep control, and she's gonna stop breathing too deeply, and you know.
Perfect. I don't see Vicar on here, so you're up last.
I refuse to live my life as this. I'm going to ask one of them to stake me.
Wait your turn.
It is his turn. He's wait your turn. He's rocking back and forth, begging, pleading for you guys to stake him.
Is there a table in here?
You guys there's the 4 tables that you're laying on, plus the one that the noble was laying on.
I will flip the table and rip off a leg.
Okay.
And walk over to the vicar.
Easily done. The leg splinters. I mean, the amount of strength and power coursing through your veins right now. You look at the at the dying body of the thug, and you know that if you were to feast upon him, your strength would grow even more as you look at the vicar. Vendir.
Am I full, or do I continue feeding?
He is dead.
Oh, okay. I'll rip his head off and throw him towards the little younglings.
So you weren't good to start with? You have no moral compass here? Like, you're just gonna become straight up evil vampire guy? Which is cool. I'm just asking.
That's what we're aiming for. Might as well embrace it.
Okay, so Vendir rips the head off this human, and tosses it to the side as his body falls limply, obviously, on the floor. Obviously, much more blood would have poured out of the neck cavity, but much of it has been drained. Keldrick.
Well, I state, there's Mole. If you need to feed, if we are to hunt down the person who turned us this way, then we need to be strong in order to do it.
Vicar, one question for you.
Yes.
There might be a way to undo this. Do you want to live long enough to see if this can be undone?
I cannot live like this. I was not brought up this way. My Lord Torm will take me into his arms.
Pretty sure he's done with you.
Man has. I don't think you've broken any tenets of your faith except been a victim.
Please do what needs to be done. In the name of Torm, I absolve you of any sin or anything you may feel.
You feel absolutely zero connection by saying the name Torm. The words are hollow on your lips.
And that just makes me feel worse. Kill me.
Okay.
Kill me.
If that's your wish, I'll drain him.
You stake him?
I drain him. I figure it might give me his power.
Are you gonna bite him? Awesome.
I don't know. I don't know how this
Brad
works.
and I are gonna rule the world.
There can be only one.
You can't drain a vampire, can you? Put the stake. No, I request the stake, not a bite.
It doesn't matter now, dude. It's too late now.
He goes to nibble on your neck.
The crazy wrestler here is gonna rip your head off. Drink your blood,
I
brother.
request the stake.
I'll stake him.
Do you let him do it?
Absolutely.
Then I'll drain him.
Okay. The splintered table leg as the vicar lays down on the table. Keldrick, you reach high with the stake, pierce him through the heart as his body quickly, almost unnaturally quickly, burns or turns to ash, and he just disintegrates.
Skylar, when you went to do that, she would have stood and moved to like the farthest part of the room.
Okay.
I hope you meet your god.
Nope.
Anybody else? Skylar? Vendir?
I just laugh. Seriously? That's not a real question, is it?
I'm asking if anybody else. Before it's too late.
No, I intend to be at my fullest power when we confront this person, Allergy, and take him down.
I agree. But I still have my humanity, because I don't know if I will lose it.
You are not human anymore, sir.
Skylar, do you accompany us, or do you wish to go with the vicar? Are your own way.
I don't know if I can do this. I don't know. She just kind of like wraps her arms around herself and is really confused.
Understood. I'm sure you're scared to death of what Vendir has turned into.
There is that too.
Oh, that's not even part of it.
I'll walk up behind her and stake her.
There you go. I hold her arms
Just
behind her back.
kidding.
I let him.
I'm just kidding.
Then I'm just kidding too.
You let me know if you can't go on at some point. And the nature boy will take care of it.
Keldrick has turned into a vampire hunter.
Woo! Well, let's go into this next
I
room.
would say these are the worst two characters you can turn into vampire hunters.
Pretty much.
You want some? Come get some.
It's bad.
Let's go into the next room and see what he left us.
I full-heartedly agree with you.
Okay.
Skyla? Come. Let us find the instruments of the death of our enemies.
Agreed. From now on, I drink from vampires.
And I will raise a cup to that.
Many cups. Miss Elizabeth,
Do you think it would
where
work?
are you?
We can
I
only
don't know.
pray
We
to
can try.
whatever God we believe in that the next dawn will bring nothing but death of these horrible creatures that have turned us into themselves. In the meantime, perhaps we can do some good.
Let's go to the next room. You know, Vendir, I never thought we'd get along, but no, I agree with you.
I totally agree with you, Kendrick.
That's what.
Skylar kind of like she heads along, but slowly
I'll
after
extend
them.
a hand. I'll extend a hand to help you off the table.
Ivor's already off the table.
Okay. Then we go
I
to
was
the
in the
next
corner
room.
of the room.
You guys go into the adjacent room, and it is basically an armory and a library. Any type of armor, weapons that you want are here. There is
Sweet.
gear. There are
See what
rations.
you gave up there,
obviously,
Vicar?
which don't
Pussy.
help you a whole lot.
I'm happy with my decision.
Yes.
But you got nothing, dude. You were a dead little halfling. All you had your last meal was cheese, and now you're a withered husk of what you could have been, and you possibly could have gotten revenge. Meanwhile, Keldrick and I are gonna have sweet revenge on whoever we come across, and Skylar's gonna be back there going, "Okay, I'll allow it."
There's a rack of swords and axes and short swords and daggers. You pick up one of the long swords and look at the blade. It is engraved with the house, Nico's blades.
Sweet. I take two.
Totally.
Is there a bastard one for Seldrick to take?
I'm sorry, Vicar. Are you still talking? You're dead.
Damn it, his ghost is haunting me.
I'm
I
talking
know.
in your head.
That'd be great.
Not in my head. I didn't kill you.
Vicky, the parchments and scrolls catch your eye at a table. As you pull one of the books out, it is empty. And you start to feel that you start to feel and see different kinds of weaves of magic in your mind.
Okay.
And
All I
you're
have
able
to say
slide
is
your
that you
spells
should
as
thank Mark for running this campaign because it's totally different from me. Vampires are nothing but ticks and leeches and fleas.
Hey, Mark, quick question. Since we're kind of new to the vampire thing, I don't have any idea what they can do. Do I get my barbarian armor thing or not? Or
It should all be on your character, yes. So, from a game mechanic standpoint, you all feel obviously stronger, both physically, spiritually, and mentally, which has resulted in all of your attributes being increased. at first level. In addition, you get your skills are as per your base class. Um, from a vampirism standpoint, from what you know, without doing any of your research or history rolls or anything like that, obviously stake to the hearts fuck you guys up. You also, with the added strength and constitution and all that kind of stuff, you feel faster. Although you're not moving at a faster pace, your reflexes are heightened. So your base armor class is a 13 instead of a 10.
Okay.
So as of right now, you are probably sitting at a 19 armor class naked.
Okay. And how about hit points as far as we do barbarian or?
No, it is 8 plus your con.
Okay.
So all the other mechanics should be fine. You should have your Vicky. I didn't know what feat you took, so I didn't put it down. But
It was in there.
there was a bunch of different options, I thought, or maybe was it observant?
Yeah.
Okay, then I just must have copied and pasted it. Vendir, I assume since you took dual wielder, you were taking a dual wielder feat.
Yes.
You do not get a second wind. You get an additional hit die, which will be explained later as you guys grow into your characters and discover what it means to be a vampire, if you choose to continue your life as a vampire.
Except my armor class is 7.
That's wrong. Something's wrong there. I'm not sure what.
Yeah.
So, basically in this, your armor class base is a 13 instead of a 10, right? So, if you wear plate mail, it's 13 plus 8, not 10 plus 8. So you understand?
Mm-hmm. You just have it linked to the wrong...
Yeah, I probably have it linked to the wrong thing.
Yeah, no problem.
Vicky and Chris's, although Chris is dead, yours was a little more difficult because obviously your gods are not going to bless divinity upon your characters. So I was trying to do difference between you, however, still have some commonality. So since Vicar's dead, I won't have to go into his background. But for Skylar, and again, we can modify this if we ever decide to continue this story. You have blood magic is a bad word. I actually changed that. I had you being more tied to the weave that was flowing through his wife's veins. So your 3 cantrips are from the wizard line. However, you do have a spell book, very similar to a wizard. However, you are not limited to any class when it comes to magic. So you can take warlock spells, you can take cleric spells, you can take wizard spells, druid spells. So you are tied to the weave.
Just the cantrips I have to keep at wizard.
Correct.
Okay.
I'm gonna end the thing now.
What about skills?